We are live. Hey, everybody, it's Razor from the Horror Syndicate, and we're doing a live show on YouTube again. Brian is off doing his business. So it's me, Mike, and Jared. Uh, you can just follow the Horror Syndicate on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And we're going to talk about the Victor Miller case with Friday the 13th and Scream Factory versus Arrow versus Synapse versus Vestron. What else?
Blue Underground,
Blue Underground,
Severin.
Severin, all the good ones. But like I said, I'm Ray Merrick. You can find me at Razor_33 if you'd like on Twitter, Razor33 on Instagram, and I'll pass it off to Jared.
Hey guys, you guys can follow me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau. We're on Twitter at zombie_survivor. Back to you.
All right, Mikey.
I am Mike Lombardo, director of I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday. You can find me at realsplatter.com. That's real with two E's, like a reel of film, and facebook.com/realsplatter.
Yay.
Yay.
We do have a couple of viewers, so we're going to get into talking about the thing that bugs everybody, every Friday the 13th fan, which is the lawsuit with Victor Miller. And Jared is going to read the I guess the settlement, or what is it, the judgment?
The judgment, the official judgment.
Jared will read the judgment and let us know if you're here. We've got the chat open on the YouTube page. I can see it, right there in front of me. So if you got anything to say, please share. Let us know you're here. But go ahead, Jared.
So, as some of you may or may not know, we had some breaking news today in the lawsuit that Victor Miller put up against Sean Cunningham and Horror Inc. Today, the Honorable Judge Stephen Underhill, United States District Judge, ruled in favor of the plaintiff, Victor Miller, entering unknown territory at this point. Basically, what this comes to, Sean Cunningham is basically backed into a corner because he can only do a couple of things. He can either appeal this verdict, which one might think that's what he would do, but that would just throw us into a lot longer waiting period. Or he could do the noble thing and settle with the motherfucker and move on.
And we all know that he's very noble a guy.
Oh, they both are.
Yeah. So I guess this could be good news for the fans that want more. Some of us don't, and this could be bad news. So it's almost no news, really.
Yeah.
I was thinking though, like for all the people that thought Victor was just pissing and bitching about all the things he left out on, this kind of gives him some credence. I mean, he did create the character. He did write the first movie. So, yeah. I mean, he does deserve a little bit of the piece of the pie. So, I mean, from his standpoint, I do see it, but I mean, we've talked about it before on the podcast. Like, it's like two parents fighting in a divorce battle, and the only people that are suffering are the horror fans that want more content.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so what I want to know is what exactly happened in the beginning that he got screwed out of these rights that he apparently didn't say a word about until 30 years later.
Well,
like what?
I believe he signed a contract work for hire. Work for hire.
Okay.
So that with that is you get paid for the job you do, and that's it. And I think there was a statute of limitation that ended like last year or something like that.
And he had to make some kind of court decision before that. Yeah.
So he decided to go for it. So
okay, that's what I was wondering. Like, why now? Like, if anything, Friday the 13th is a pretty dead horse that they've been beaten. So I'm surprised that it's now, but that makes more sense.
Well, but a lot of people also think that it has a lot to do with the success of the video game, and they were trying to start a film that got canceled because of this. Well, how long? That was over the summer, wasn't it? Or earlier in 2018, I believe.
Well, there was a couple movies, but yeah. Well, they're doing the TV show too, presumably.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I love Friday the 13th. I wouldn't mind seeing something new, but I still I've always said, I think it belongs in the 80s.
Yep.
And so we've got 8 movies that take place within that decade. So at this point, I'm okay. I'd rather see a brand new Blu-ray set of the old movies than, because the one we got is okay. It comes in a steel 10, which I hate, with no spine, just like some people I know. And then, but anyway, yeah, we'll get into that in a bit. But we've got a couple people on. Keith, our newest writer, says, give us, or no, he says, Amen, Jared. But then Kevin Foster, if you don't like the Horror Syndicate, Kevin, go check out the Facebook page. Yes, give us Jason X2. Yowza.
Yeah.
I added the yowza. Go ahead, Mike.
No, definitely. Jason X2, that'd be fucking fantastic. Jason X2. And I'll die on that hill because, like I said, at that point they know how fucking stupid the series is, and they just went for it, and like that's totally fine. Yeah. Like, why don't we need more Friday the 13th, like new ones? Like I can't take it seriously. It's such the slasher movies were in the 70s, 80s. Like, we're done. We don't need more of them. We have more than we could ever conceivably want.
I get that, but at the same time, slashers are making kind of a comeback. You know, there's a whole 80s nostalgia thing that is just everywhere these days, which I'm cool with.
Nostalgia is starting to shift, so we're going to get the Kevin.
I'm ready for that. I was just talking to somebody about that, Ron Buchanan, about.
Are we going to get the Kevin Williams slashers now? Like I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No, like, you know what I want? I want a slasher based off of the Saved by the Bell, and I want them to use the Max set for sure, and just that hallway, you know, outside the principal's office.
It kind of feels like Blumhouse is kind of starting to do that, like with Happy Death Day and Truth or Dare.
They said something the other day about Scream, acquiring the rights to do another Scream. Did you guys see that?
No.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Scream was a dissection of the subgenre. Like, you can't remake it. It doesn't make any sense.
No. I disagree if they remake it. I think they should. If they're going to do anything, they should expand the series to another place and another time. That's it. But I don't know. Scream's fine. It was fine after 3. I didn't think 4 was needed to be made. Keith Saunders, Mike, this is for you. Maybe we'll get another shaving scene if the rights go back.
Well, so that's something, you know, I would be interested in that. Where are you seeing these comments? I'm not seeing any comments.
If you go to our YouTube actual page.
Yeah, I'm looking down below, and they're Hellfest is pretty much the Kevin Williams and slashers. That's what I thought Hellfest was going to be. Is what Kevin just said.
No, the Buchanan said they liked it. I actually was able to get them some discount tickets for that because I bought. What did I buy? I bought You're Next. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it for $5 at Walmart, and it had that and another movie, which I can't think of what it is offhand. But I bought those 2 movies, and they came with the tickets, and I'm like, I'm not going to go see that movie. Not that I don't want to, because I kind of want to, just, you know, but I won't go see it in the theater. Usually I don't see horror movies in the theater, unless it's, you know, Halloween or It or whatever. Or I saw The Witch. But anyway, so I was like, hey, you guys want, they bought T-shirts from us, and they've been huge supporters, so I sent them the codes for it. You get $5 off their ticket.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hellfest was a Blumhouse film, wasn't it?
Probably. I don't know. Probably, I would assume.
I want to say it is.
Yeah.
But it does, like Mike was saying, like the Kevin Williamson style slashers, that exactly feels like what Blumhouse is doing.
I mean, not for nothing, but I do have the novelization of Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, this actually contains 8 pages of photographs.
Oh.
Yeah, this is pretty. Is
that my girl Brandy?
Yeah, there's a lot of Brandy in there. A lot of Jennifer Love Hewitt too. I mean, it's.
What about Jack Black with the?
Got one picture. He's only got one photo, unfortunately.
It doesn't look like it's not a Blumhouse.
Oh, okay.
Lionsgate. Yeah, Kevin Foster said Lionsgate. Hellfest wasn't terrible. I enjoyed the atmosphere. But that's about it. Had it going for himself. Had it going for himself. Holy shit! I can't talk today. Anyway, so I don't know. Let's. We got a few people watching. Does anybody want to see another Friday the 13th movie?
Yeah,
that's the question.
Yeah,
I'd be fine with it. I'm not thirsting for it like I was a couple months ago, but now I'm just kind of like, you know what, the movies. Mike says, you know, they're kind of overplayed, and that's true, but I still enjoy most of them. So
okay, so I trash this series a lot on here, and I realize that I do love them. I grew up with them. If I didn't grow up with them, I probably wouldn't make it past like 8 minutes of any of them as an adult. But my point is, it's just they exist in like a little time vacuum. Like they are so quintessentially 80s, and I think that you can't duplicate what they felt like, the feel of those movies. You know, you can try, and like I think that, like, you know, stuff like Saw is like the modern day Friday the 13th like franchise play for newer kids, like the new generation, and you know, movies like that. And those, you know, that kind of subgenre, really, it's an early aughts thing. I think that's very indicative of that time period. So I think every decade has its own style of movie, and we should just, you know, continue pushing forward instead of trying to rehash the same stuff every 10 years. And it's like, yeah, I get it. You like those movies and that was fun for you growing up, but why would you want to watch like a watered down knockoff of them when you could just go and watch the original again? You know,
because they think it's going to make a bunch of money. That's the whole reason they're
well, I mean, obviously, I mean, every movie's made to make money. Like that's, I mean, obviously, but I'm talking like from a fan standpoint.
Especially White Doomsday.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, White Doomsday probably will never make money. No, that White Doomsday is going to make a lot of money, and a lot of money that's going to go into making another project immediately. It's not going to help fund my lawsuit.
That's exactly where it's going to go.
From someone, because that's, you know, I don't know. It's like Friday the 13th is a commodity. It's not like a film anymore. It's
what do they call it? Like Superman and Batman? Their logos are franchises. They're not.
Yeah, well, they're products. They're not like
products. There we go.
And I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I like, you know, I pop them in every once in a while. It's just I don't get why the fuck they're so like revered this long now. Like, they're good. They're fun.
Well, Mike, again, it has everything to do with, a lot of it has to do with the video game, I think, and people discovering Friday the 13th for the first time. And secondly, the adults now are the ones that grew up watching it, you know? Like,
well, so the video game was awesome because I'm all for the game. The game rocked because it was a different medium for Friday the 13th. Like, that's fine. Like, you know, write more Friday the 13th novels, you know, write more comics. I loved all that stuff. We just don't need more movies because they are what they are. Like, but a video game is something different. It's like, yeah, that's cool. It's like the same. I feel the same with like the Predator movie. It's like, why? We don't need more of this. You know, like, just continue with the expanded universe in the comics or books or whatever you want to do if you want to pay fan service. But like, we don't need another fucking movie. Like, the magic of those movies is gone. You can't recapture that. All you can do is you know,
imitate it.
Yeah, imitate it. Like, you can get, you know, you can maybe you can almost make a serviceable movie out of it. It's like, okay, people are like, yeah, that wasn't as great as the original, but it was okay. How many times have you seen like a new sequel or something where people say that was better than the original, or that felt just like, it doesn't happen?
It hasn't happened since Sister Act 2.
Well, and Sister Act 2 was lightning in a bottle.
Oh, I thought.
But it's just you can't. You know, the movies aren't made the way they were back in like 1987, and I mean, in a lot of ways, thankfully, that's a good thing. But you know, and no matter who you are, how big of a fan you are, trying to make a Friday the 13th movie, you're never going to make a classic Friday the 13th movie. It doesn't happen. So much of it was based on the style of filmmaking at the time, just the editing, the shooting style, all that stuff. As also back then, that shit was still fresh. Like, slasher movies weren't so overplayed now, so you can't help but get a derivative thing, or something like Scream, or to a lesser extent, Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon, which I thought was a brilliant movie because they're dissecting the tropes.
Yeah, satire.
It's like a loving satire to it because we're past that decade, and that's it. You know, you can't recapture that, and you shouldn't recapture it. Like, you just move on. But you know, we need more.
We're not past that decade, Mike. apparently people keep going back and trying to make their plates from that decade. You know, people are still feeding off that decade. Summer of '84.
What we need is fucking Hollywood screenwriters and even indie people. What we fucking need is to all get together and recognize that the 80s are dead, and we need more PG-13 Japanese ghost movie remakes. I just feel like we don't have enough of those, and that's a bandwagon. That's a fucking horse that we can beat to death too, even more than it already was.
Damn it.
But
you guys both brought up pretty fair points.
We should just keep making, new franchises. Well, not franchises. We should make new films. Like they shouldn't be new franchises. I think that it's dead. Just unless you're gonna start putting like Friday the 13th Happy Meals and shit. Unless you're gonna go like full on.
Hell yeah, I'd get one of those.
That kind of franchise, like Taco Bell tie-ins. I'm all for that. That would be fun.
Taco Bell, bring back the Chihuahua and Jason.
Yeah.
You definitely both have brought up fair points. I mean,
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm a purist for Friday the 13th, and I think if they can actually come to some kind of fucking agreement, just give us one last send-off and be done with it.
It would be the 13th film. They've been stuck on 12 for a long time.
One last film.
Yeah.
All the minds, Victor Miller, Sean Cunningham, everybody come back and make one last movie and then just be fucking done with it.
Because Sean Cunningham's last movie was Jason Goes to Hell, and I'm done with. I'm fine with that. Unless we do get another shaving scene, and they have to hire Adam Marcus for that, though.
Goes to Hell is amazing. And okay, if there was going to be another Friday the 13th movie, honestly, and I'm saying this I'm not trying to blow hot air because he was a guest and he's a friend of ours, but Vince DiSanti, Never Hike Alone was better than half of the fucking franchise because he took Jason the character and he took the atmosphere and stuff of the old movies and he put it into something different. He did something new with it and he had like a real character that was believable, and it was a very modern take on it. I thought it was a really, really cool way to go about it. It's like I would be definitely down for something like that, but I don't want another fucking clone of Friday the 13th.
The good thing about Never Hike Alone is it is a movie. Just because it doesn't fit into the actual Paramount mythology and New Line, whatever, it's still there. It's a movie that we can embrace as a film, and he's going to make another one. I don't know if I'm not supposed to say that, but Never Hike Alone. There's a lot of things he did. Fan service. He put in like if I would like I didn't know originally it was a Jason movie until it showed Jason and Crystal Lake and all that stuff. He did a lot with that movie, and my son watches that movie all the damn time. He has probably like 50,000 views, and they're all my son. But yeah, Never Hike Alone was really good, and they had fan service. I mean, and it was awesome watching it with Vince.
Yeah, it was.
That was really cool.
That was really an interesting experience sitting with.
Mike, you're gonna love. Kevin Foster says Jason Goes to Hell is amazing.
Damn right it is, Kevin.
He says Never Hike Alone is Friday the 13th for me. So, how about a female Jason? Obscured and unscripted says that. Is that the Buchanans? I don't remember. Keith also says he wants Pamela's Tale. I thought they made that or are making that. I think no. I think Vince said he was going to shoot a short, like for Pamela, something along those lines. I can't remember. I was in the middle of a chat between him and Milner, on Facebook, and I think that came up somewhere. Anyway, okay, so let's move on past Friday the 13th. Are you guys, Mike, do you have anything you want to add, or not add, but announce before we move on to the Arrow versus Scream Factory?
As far as Friday the 13th is concerned?
No. As far as I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday and FYE.
Oh, yeah. So I'm not sure how many people that are watching this applies to, but I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday, the Blu-ray DVD combo from Scream Team Releasing, is now available for pre-order at FYE here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, at Park City Mall. There is potentially something going on with that I can't talk about at the moment, but if you're in the Lancaster area, it would be very, very awesome of you to reserve your copy of the film there. That would help me out tremendously. It would help Scream Team tremendously. and hopefully there'll be a big announcement about that later. Although, also speaking of Scream Team, Belong with the Living Dead came out on Blu-ray today. Well, it's up for pre-order. I think it ships in a couple days. But that is a very, very, very fun movie, and you guys should definitely pick it up. It's surprisingly heartfelt. It's very it gets kind of very grim and melancholy. It goes from like being really silly. It's almost like Cheech and Chong mixed with like Dawn of the Dead, and then it turns like very dark for the second half. It's a really interesting movie, but it's very, very well made, and it's definitely something worth picking up. So you guys should pick it up and support Scream Team.
I plan on picking that up. I know Brian got a copy because he got the bowl or whatever it is.
Yeah,
the pipe.
Yeah, the first 36 people who were pre-ordered a pipe or whatever. Yeah, I plan on getting that based on your recommendation. And I mentioned, I posted it. If you go to screamteamreleasing.com, you can get these movies along with The Barn and The Sleeper and all these other movies. You can't get Doomsday yet. It's coming out soon. But anyway, The Belong of the Living Dead, the funny thing about it was at Days of the Dead this year, I saw it everywhere. People wearing shirts. I saw posters for it. I'm like, I need to see this movie, and I never thought to ask the what's his name? Is it Max?
Max Groh.
Max Groh, yeah. I never thought to ask him for a screener because it's been out for a little bit, and I know firsthand from our buddy Jonathan Straighton, he does not give out screeners after like a certain period of time. So it's like, you know what? I'll wait and see if I can catch it on Blu-ray. And then I was chatting with Justin. He's like, yeah, I got Belong of the Living Dead. Because he tells me everything just about before it's coming out. And I was like, okay, there we go. Scream Team Releases is going to get more of my money. So, yeah. Scream Team Releasing, we have a contest going on for, you can win a copy of The Barn. It's a Halloween movie set in 1989, that 80s nostalgia that Mike loves.
No, The Barn did it right.
That's true.
The Barn feels very early 90s to me, too. The Barn is like supernatural. It's not just a slasher movie. It's like monster slashers. And it's got like the cartoon lightning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Barn is such a love letter to those movies. It's not an imitation. It's a love letter. And I appreciate the hell out of that.
Oh, yeah. Justin did a great job. And setting it in 1989, I know Justin has an announcement coming, but if he does another Barn movie, is it going to pick up the next year? So are we going to get into the 90s? Some of that 90s love? Maybe he'll have the Max in it from Bayside High. I don't know. I've already shot him these ideas, and he shot most of them down. So,
but anybody out there that doesn't know about our giveaway, we're giving out 4 Blu-rays of The Barn.
Oh shit!
So you need to go to the Horror Syndicate Facebook page, and there under our pinned post, you need to like, share, and comment what you love about the Halloween season.
But you also have to like the Scream Team Releasing page. And
oh yeah, that too.
The contest ends October 20th. And so I can mail them out to everybody who gets one. And you'll also get a Horror Syndicate sticker. How fun is that? But yeah, we're that way, hopefully whoever wins will get this before Halloween. So anyway, Mike, can't wait to see Doomsday again.
Me too.
Well, no, I take it back. I can't wait to see it, but like on my TV.
It won't be real to me until I can like hear the commentary track instead of on my TV. I think that'd be really fucking weird.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Actually, I love commentary tracks.
Me too.
They're fun commentaries. We had a lot. I really went to town on the extras and the packaging and stuff, and I'm really excited for everyone to see it.
I saw someone moving.
Second. But no, to anyone out there who's not familiar with Scream Team as well, you guys should really check out their stuff. They've got a lot of really cool movies. Like they're very quickly becoming, like we're going to be talking about Arrow and Scream Factory and stuff here in a minute. They're very much becoming like that of the indie world. Like I'm not saying that because I'm on their label now with White Doomsday, but I only signed with them because I really respect Justin and what he's doing, and all the movies that are coming out are really, really cool. And I really appreciate that someone is out there trying to gather all the cool kids from the indie horror club, put them all together where people can actually have access to it. Because, when you self-distro, it's impossible to get a wider audience unless you're at cons all the time. And Justin's kind of spreading the word under one umbrella, and that's really, really bad.
Yes.
Well, and that's like you said, one of the reason why I wanted to point you in the direction and try to help you with get the Scream Team was because you're a huge fan of features and having loaded Blu-rays, and I know from the barn alone that Justin's the same way, and I was like, well, hopefully this will work out. But I've got just about everything here that Scream Team has released. So I'm gonna show them off. Give me just a sec, guys. Got 1031. It's a anthology film set on Halloween. It's I think this is from the mind of Rocky Gray.
Yeah, Rocky Gray.
Yeah, which if you're not familiar with him, he was the drummer of Evanescence, I think. Hopefully he doesn't watch it and hear me slightly giggle. But Justin Seaman did a feature. I think Zane Hirschberger, one of the nicest guys, and one of our future guests, Jen Nagel. She's in it as well. Then there's always the barn, which everybody should own. I will be showing the barn at my on the 13th of October. I do an outdoor horror movie night with this big huge ass screen and everything, and we're doing Trick or Treat, Halloween 3, the barn, and Halloween is always the last one because everybody's gone by then, so I can just watch that in peace. And then the Sleeper, I believe, was the second one. This is takes place in 1981. It's a slasher and takes place with a sorority. It's really good. I think it's the best one out of all of them. Then there's Jared's favorite, Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. Mike, did you see this yet?
I've been meaning to. I got to pick it up.
This movie is out of fucking control.
It's fucking hilarious.
It is bonkers.
And it's Jared and I watched it together, and we were talking about how long can they keep up with all the silly shit that they're doing, and the answer is the entire movie. The killer is Motherface, just so anybody's wondering.
It looks like almost like the Trauma movie Decapitated. Is you familiar with that?
No, I've never seen that, but it feels like a Trauma movie, but better.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say this looks like the production quality is much, much higher than a Trauma flick.
Then there's the Volumes of Blood, and the Witching Season, which it's an anthology show set around Halloween. There's 5 different parts, and one of them is becoming a feature, which I can't talk about. I'm really bad at that. I need to start signing non-disclosure agreements. But anyway, yeah.
He's like biting his tongue.
There's a lot of good stuff. Plus, they sell VHSs. I'm not sure if Doomsday's getting a VHS, but
now.
Anyway, so the one cool thing is there's commentaries on these. There's all kinds of features. I know there are great making of features on just about every one of them. I think every one of them, actually. It's great stuff. And you really get to see how indie filmmakers work. It's really cool. So ScreamTeamReleasing.com, where you can pick up VHS copies of all those and probably a VHS copy of White Doomsday eventually. No, I don't know. I can't.
We can only speculate.
Yeah, speculate. Keith Saunders says, "Dude, bro is ridiculous." Absolutely. I'm hoping Scream Team Releasing has a Halloween sale or deal. I need 5 movies on VHS. Yeah, I can't speak to that either. I might know, but I can't speak to it.
I think a lot of VHSs are sold out at the moment.
Some of them are, yeah. Well, you can get. They must be expensive to produce because I know the latest one, Bong of the Living Dead, is $40. But
the colored tapes and stuff, like they don't make VHS cassettes anymore. So I think like what is still left in warehouses is all that's available. So that would I don't know that part like offhand. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Vinyl's back, so maybe there are people making VHSs again.
I bet there's somebody out there because I know there's a guy who molds his own Nintendo cartridges.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be a similar process to that.
Yeah. So,
I imagine that everyone's kind of scrambling for, whatever's left when the VHS boom happened again. So yeah, it's interesting. Like, it kind of blows my mind that people would buy like a new movie on video. Like, I think it's kind of cool. Like, I would love to have like a VHS of my movie. I'm not sure what's going to happen if we're going to do it or not, but it'd be cool. But it's like people like, would you watch a new movie on video for the first time, like on VHS, as opposed to like a Blu-ray or something?
No,
probably
I would. No.
But I think like there are people that would. It's weird to me. Like as a fan, I think it's the coolest thing in the world. As a filmmaker, it terrifies me because I spent so much time trying to make everything look really pretty, and then you blast it on like the worst format to ever exist.
Well, yeah, and not to mention you shoot everything in HD now. Like everybody's shooting in HD. Dude Bro had it right because it does not look HD at all. It looks like it's the old '80s, almost wavy lines and stuff. Plus, it has commercial inserts.
There's like tracking lines with the like commercial outtakes and stuff.
Yeah. It's really great, but like with Doomsday, that is a beautiful picture. Instead of movie, I said picture, and putting that on VHS is going to lower the quality, and it's not going to do it justice. And I don't know, I'm going to stick with Blu-ray, I guess. Is Doomsday coming as a Blu-ray DVD combo, or is just?
I can say that as a Blu-ray DVD combo.
Well, I know because I think we discussed that before. I just didn't remember offhand.
Now that that's literally sitting in FYE, like you can see the packaging, then I can announce that it's a Blu-ray DVD combo.
Shucks, I'm excited.
The Keith just said for the VHS thing, it's a collector's thing, and like I totally get that. Like I think it's really neat. I just don't know that. Like if I bought a new movie on VHS, I don't know that I even watch it. I think I'll just have it. I think it's just cool. I don't know that. It's
also risky because they aren't producing VCRs. By the way, they're VCRs, not VHS players. For all you kids out there, the VCRs, they're not producing those anymore. And like I had trouble back when I had just the VCR of them eating tapes.
Yeah, I know. I lost my copy of Demon Wind like that recently, so I'm like super terrified to like. I have like Necronomicon on video, and it's the only way you can watch it, and I want to see it or transfer it to my computer, but I'm afraid the fucking tape's gonna get eaten because the VCR is like 35 years old. Like, I'm 31, and if something comes near my mouth, I'm fucking eating it. Like,
that's hilarious. Yeah, that's the bad thing about VCRs. There's a reason why it's basically a dead format. Because of that. That's just why they don't make
the only other person I know that has Necronomicon on VHS.
It's such a good movie too. That fucker needs a Blu-ray release. Well, that's a bootleg, right? That's just a VHS.
Yeah, this is the bootleg we got at Horror Hound.
God, I still regret not getting those, man. Kevin Foster agrees. He says he does not trust his VCR. He's terrified to watch any tapes. I'll tell you what, Keith. I have some VHSs downstairs. I know I've got Titanic.
I just saw that at a thrift store today. 97 cents for the two tape.
Ooh.
I almost bought it.
You should have put it right back in the back so people could see it every time you're on here.
I can't wait to experience it again for the first time.
Yeah, your heart will go on too. So anyway, Ray is here all night making bad jokes. So I got a new Scream Factory the other day.
Yeah?
Yes.
I hear that's got an excellent trailer.
Oh my God, let's talk about the trailer.
Jesus Christmas.
What do you think of that trailer, Mike?
That trailer has the most batshit crazy music.
Dude,
I don't even like, and the trailer. It's not even a fucking trailer. It's a full-on assault. It's just it's just random shots. So this trailer, it's not like a trailer where it's like it starts off. It's like 1970, whatever.
Yeah.
The scariest film of all time was released, and then it just like kicks onto this like fucking weird like goblins disco. I don't know what the hell to call it, and then it's just a series of random images. Like it's not like let's show the interesting parts of the movie. It's like here's a shot of people like eating soup, and then there's like a skeleton, and then there's like a car driving, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like 4 minutes.
About that. Yeah, the trailer, and that was the one disappointment. Was I was hoping, oh no, it must be on the second disc. They do have theatrical trailers, so I'm gonna jam to that when I get off here. Fucking A, right? I wrote a review on it 2 years ago for the site when we were still blooming, and I hadn't watched the movie since I was probably 20, 21, whenever the DVD came out, because the DVD came with the first one and the third one, so it was like a box set. So I wanted to get that. It may have been 2005 actually, because they did the prequels. I say prequels because there are two versions of the same movie. But anyway,
one was Indian. It was so bad.
Well, Paul Schrader's version, the Dominion, is what they called it. I thought it was better actually, but
they're basically the same movie
for the most part. Anyway, it was a wasted effort. It wasn't scary. It was kind of stupid, but both of them. But I saw The Exorcist 2, and I didn't really think much of it. And then I saw all the hate online, and then I finally watched it again last year or 2 years ago, and I loved it. And then I saw the trailer, and I'm like, I love it even more. The trailer is just so fucking off the wall. But anyway, this was the newest Scream Factory that's available. Came out on Tuesday. And that was my segue into talking about Scream Factory.
Well,
and
I just got some new ones myself.
I was gonna say, yeah. On the flip side, I got an Arrow.
Yeah,
from
Kevin
Amazon
Foster
the other day.
prefers Dominion, by the way, guys.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen either of them.
I finally broke down and got Killer Clowns from Arrow.
Dude,
I forgot about that one. I must have 11 Arrow then, because I got Killer Clowns also.
I got it for $17 on Amazon. They dropped the price.
And it's got a beautiful poster in it too. That's fucking awesome.
Does.
Yeah.
So, I mentioned in my live video when I went through all my Scream Factory and Arrows and all that, Killer Clowns from Outer Space versus, just wait, Terror Vision, the songs, the theme songs, which is better?
It does feel kind of like that.
Terror Vision versus Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is really catchy though.
I had that album when I was a kid, and my brother Joey, my little brother, hated it. So I would put it on the computer, the CD in the computer, and I would blast the theme song to piss him off when I was writing, so he would leave me alone. I love it so much. The Dickies are crazy.
Yeah, and then the cool thing about the Arrow is you put it in, and the theme starts playing right away, and you're immediately. It gets me right in the mood. Yeah, I love it so much. But I don't know, Terror Vision, Killer Clowns are both really good.
They're both pretty amazing. I'd say Killer Clowns means more to me. Like Terror Vision, I wasn't familiar with until I was an adult, but Killer Clowns I had since I was a kid. So, but that Blu-ray is that's like a high watermark for Blu-rays. There is so much stuff on there, including an interview with the Dickies about the theme song.
Yep,
it's so fucking loaded with extras, and the picture quality is so gorgeous.
Did you watch the? It was, I don't remember how long it was, but there was the old. However you say their names. How do you say their names?
Chiodos.
Chiodos, yeah. All their old movies, their first movies.
All their old shorts, absolutely. Do the little documentary about their growing up making Super 8 movies, made me cry.
It's good.
It hit me so hard. I'm like, this was me as a kid, just 20 years later. It was beautiful. It's such a good set.
Awesome.
But I just picked up. I got an Arrow here. I got Brain Damage, the Frank Hellenatter movie. I haven't seen this since I was a kid. But this was $40, and it was on sale for $20 at FYE. And then I got a discount from their discount card, so I ended up getting it for $16.
That's a damn steal.
Yeah.
And then I got Tales from the Hood from Scream Factory, which was also marked down to $20, and then I got a discount. $15.
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
That's a good movie.
Vestron, I got Gothic finally, which is a really batshit crazy Ken Russell movie.
How is that? I saw that at Best Buy the other day for $30.
Yeah, I got this for $19. Because the thing is, Vestron, of all of them, Vestron's the most expensive, and that's really a shame because they're of the three, I think they're the worst.
Arguably, I said that in my video. They're arguably the worst, but there's some steals in there, like Shopping Mall is a great movie, I think.
Well, Blood Diner. I mean,
Shopping Mall.
Yeah. Oh, did you lose it again?
No, it's all right. We can look right at that beauty.
There's great stuff from Vestron, but I think that the fact they use let's just jump into the fucking meat of this argument, right?
We're going a full force.
Get it.
We're officially starting the Arrow versus everything. Yeah, Kevin
Arrow
said
versus the world. Well, hold on. Let me just. I got this. This is my latest Arrow.
Oh, where did that come from?
I don't know
beautiful.
where it came from, but I love it. And I got a little note. Hold on. Bear with me. I put it in this beauty. My little note that came. Can you guys read it? Probably not.
Ray and Mike forever.
With the number 4. So I put it in my stall DVD, which, by the way, it's signed by Mike Lombardo. To Ray.
That's also out of print now. I sold the last copy. Yeah, I sold the last copy of that like a week ago.
No
what about
shit.
Suburban Holocaust?
And Suburban Holocaust, we still have.
You got that? You got
still
that?
have some of those. So you guys want some of my old short films by Suburban Holocaust at realsplitter.com because they're almost gone too, and that will never get put out again. I promise you.
I'm glad I have them.
Yeah, they're gonna be gone as soon as I do some more conventions. They'll probably be gone in the next.
Jared, what are you holding up?
I just hold up my copy of the stall.
Yeah, and Mikey will he'll sign them for you too, right, Mike?
Absolutely, I'll make them worthless.
What did he say on yours, Ray?
On Suburban Holocaust, it says "keep it real." It's like, okay, with the two E's, and then the stall says to Jason goes to hell's #1 fan.
It's a shame, but I think you might be the #1.
Yeah, maybe. Well, Adam Marcus thinks I am anyway.
On my copy of the stall, he said, "Don't rush, just flush."
See, he got the American view. With me, he came straight from the heart. So.
I like to write on the stall DVDs. I would try to write "No sleep till Arlier," but my handwriting is that's the problem. My handwriting is so bad that whenever I try to write jokes, people can't read what the fuck they say, so I have to explain it, and then it's not funny anymore. So I just keep it short, which is a shame. And it's a bitch because on the Doomsday Blu-ray, it says the tagline that's on the poster is "Season's greetings from the end of the world." So then I would sign the posters "No food, no hope, Noel." But now for the Blu-ray, I changed the tagline to "No food, no hope, Noel." So now I don't have anything to inscribe with, and I'm like, fuck. I'm gonna have to try to come up with something that's legible on the spot, and that's just not gonna happen. So I don't know what's gonna go on.
Yeah, because the Season's greeting or whatever it is from the end of the world is
no fucking way. I couldn't even fit that if I tried, and it's terrible.
It's probably
trying
just
to
like
write stuff with Sharpies is awful.
You need to get gold Sharpies, man, or not gold, bronze ones. The bronze ones show up the best.
I didn't even know they had bronze ones.
Yeah, I bought a 3-pack and it had the silver, the bronze, and the gold in it, and so I was signing my comics, and I did the gold, and it's that's okay, and then the silver was a little bit better, but then I used the bronze, it just pops right off. So.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like the gold ones too. Half the time, it barely shows up at all.
Yeah, and they flake. I think the gold flake off, or no, the silver flake off. But the bronze is the best. They show up the best, if you ask me. I'll sign I'll sign my copy of The Exorcist, The Heretic, and send it to. No. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off with my. Now, before we go any further, Mike got this for me because I've been searching forever because it's very expensive. He was able to find it at retail price, with like $40. Because otherwise on eBay and Amazon it's like $75, $80, and I can't.
Oh yeah.
But I wanted to make sure I got it to match the first one because I have that, and they look good together. You know. Now if Arrow can get off their ass and do Beyond Reanimator.
Yeah, well, Vestron's got that one.
I know, and I've got that,
But the Bride of Reanimator thing, like my local FYE, the one that's doing that is carrying Doomsday, the manager Vicky, who is just fucking awesome. She used to manage our Suncoast, and then they went out of business, and she moved to FYE. She orders in like the best stuff. Their Arrow selection is fucking insane now. They have like everything. Orders in so much horror shit, like indie stuff. And when you were talking about not being able to get Bride of Reanimator, I'm like, I swear to God, I saw that there. Because they'll get in the collector's editions. Like, I also bought the Society collector's edition for somebody else and stuff at the time. Because once that stuff goes off Amazon, it goes up to like $100 in like a day.
Do they still have that?
They didn't. They have the regular edition of it, that doesn't have the comic and shit. But I mean, this was like last year that I did that.
I probably should just break down it. I've been waiting to see if I could find, because I've got the Hills Have Eyes. These are nice, and I really dig that they use this thick cardboard for some of these. Like I have the Hills Have Eyes that I got from a drunk guy at the Horror Hound.
Oh yeah, that guy. He was nice.
Oh, it comes with a poster. It's a great looking set. Arrow really goes all out for some of these editions. And Mike and I were talking about last night. We're thinking Candyman and Creepshow are both going to come out the same way. We're not 100% sure, but their wording seems like that's the case.
Yeah, it said it's like a hard sleeve or something. I'm pretty sure, because that's like the new thing that they've been doing. And Scream and Arrow was kind of neck and neck with competing about that kind of stuff.
Or trying to one up each other.
I think they're both they're the top two when it comes to horror distribution now.
Yeah, well, it said slip case, not slip cover, and like it said like a reinforced
slipcase, so I'm assuming that that's what that means.
Yeah.
I think the Arrow Candyman is like a digipack, isn't it? Like unfold or something?
So is
Or
it? Yeah, I think it is. Now that I hear that, I didn't think about that. I don't like those. I have my
well, I
Poltergeist.
think it still comes in a hard box because they've got like a book and like storyboards and shit.
Yeah, because this is the Poltergeist came like that. I hate this. I just don't. I don't like that at all. Huh?
Like, I mean, I don't mind that so much. I'll tell you, I bought the
Well, this is the only one I have like this. If I had more, it'd probably be okay.
Arrow's been doing a lot of steel books. A lot of them are FYE exclusives. Like I just got the Donnie Darko steel book because it was on sale for $20 for Halloween, and I'm like, shit, I haven't seen that movie in years. Like, I'll pay $20 for this.
Which version is it?
It's the theatrical. I didn't like the director's cut of that movie
I
at
hated
all.
the director's cut. They changed the music.
They took all the good music out.
Yep.
Yeah, they did a lot of shitty things in that director's cut. But the
How does
Arrow
one suck a fuck?
How does one suck a fuck?
But that steelbook of that is like really gorgeous. And they had like the Hills Have Eyes steelbook for $20 and Reanimator and Bride for $20. But I have the other editions of those.
Yeah.
But it's, as I know, Scream Factory's been doing a lot of steelbooks too, and I kind of have a problem with that where it's like you buy the movie for $30, and then like 6 months later they're releasing a steelbook of it, and it's like, come on, like don't put out another fucking edition of this.
But
And make
to be fair with Scream Factory, they're newer to the game of the Steelbook game because they did like last year. I think they did 3 Carpenter films, like
yeah, They Live, The Fog, and
Prince of Darkness,
Thing.
Thing.
The Thing had a steelbook.
No, it wasn't the Thing. It was another one.
I would have bought
Sure
that.
was.
I don't remember, but I know that they're newer to the game, and now they've got Night of the Demons, Halloween 2 and 3 both coming out also.
Yeah,
I've never been
Army of Darkness on Steelbook.
Some of the art on Steelbook is cool, but that's about it. Otherwise, I'm just really not impressed. Like when I went to the store that I've got here, V-Stock or Vintage Stock, asked them about Reanimator 2, and this was after you and I had spoken about it, Mike. I wanted to see if our store had it. They had they said they had the Steelbook for it. I'm like, I really have no interest in a fucking Steelbook.
Yeah, well, I have to have all of them in steelbook.
Right, it has to match, and the Vestron is bugging me already because it doesn't match the other two. But
yeah,
man, what are you gonna do?
But so we got sidetracked again talking about the actual movie. So the argument though that we're going to Arrow versus Scream Factory versus Vestron, and there are other like Blu-ray boutique labels like Vinegar Syndrome and stuff, but their purpose is a lot different. Like they're trying to rescue like really, really obscure stuff, and a lot of the stuff they put out is like vintage porn and that kind of stuff. So Vinegar Syndrome is a very different kind of animal. Although I love them, they do a lot of really great stuff. But so for my money, I'm going to say Arrow is the better company.
Yeah,
I think their transfers look consistently better. Their packaging is like fucking out of this world, and I'm a huge geek for packaging. I love like the Society Blu-ray with the Jerry, can you hold that up again? You've got it.
Which one?
The Society Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
Like it's all embossed, and it's got the comic with it. It's like a hard case, and then there's a digipack in there that opens. There's all this new artwork in it and stuff. And they always do liner notes, which is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Scream Factory does not do liner notes, and that makes me fucking crazy. Yeah, the Society came with the comic book. Like Anchor Bay used to have an insert with all their DVDs that at the very least had chapters on it.
Yeah.
And then you open it and it has usually Michael Gingold would write like a page or two. And like it's not a big thing, but it really, I don't know, it just made it a more valuable package to me. I thought that was really cool, and you get a little bit of history about the movie, or like a little critique about, a lot of it was like, what was the time period this movie came out, and here's the historical significance or like the social relevance of it at the time. And I think that's really cool. And Arrow does that. They have the little booklets with all their releases that is fucking phenomenal. I love it. Scream Factory doesn't do that, and that kind of pisses me off a little bit because they cost about the same, but they're, I just feel like they're not quite as nice. And Scream has really annoyed me with some of their transfers. Like, they botched the shit out of Dog Soldiers. I think they couldn't even find the film print. So they basically like sourced it off of like a fucking DVD master or something. So it looks like shit. And, they put like American Gothic came out. There's no extras on it, but it's still $29.99. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's not one of that's one of the things about them you got to watch with Scream Factory is they have their collector's editions, and then they have like regular releases. Like the collector's editions are the ones usually that have the new art, and then there's the ones that are just released on Blu-ray.
They cost the same, and that's really shitty. Like,
I agree.
They would do like bargain DVDs and stuff. Like, you should have bargain Blu-rays. Like, if you got the movie and there's no extras, or the early days of Scream, this used to drive me nuts. Like, Leviathan came out, right? Not a collector's edition, and then the back just said the extras interviews with cast and crew, or it said like interviews with it had like 2 names listed. So I didn't buy it for the longest time. Then it went up for their Halloween sale, so I bought it for like $15. Their little interviews with like a couple key members of the cast, it's like an hour and 40 minutes, and they interview like 20 people. It's like a full-on documentary, and I'm like, why didn't you fucking write this on the back? I would have bought this shit instantaneously if I would have known. And then like Squirm, their Blu-ray of Squirm said there was an interview with the special effects artist, and then it wasn't on there because they got their slipcases printed before the movie was finished, and they couldn't get the guy. So then it's on the back, and I'm like flipping the DVD the Blu-ray upside down, trying to see if there's another side to it or something that I missed, because that was why I bought the fucking thing, was to hear about the effects, and then there was nothing about the effects, and I got really annoyed. And that's not their fault. Like, I get it, that was out of their control.
Well, it is their fault, really, because they had the final product and they still put the slips out. That is their fault, if you ask me.
Yeah, but so then, on the other side, Scream Factory has also put out some absolutely beautiful editions of stuff, and they did Bubba Hotep. The Thing is probably one of the best DVDs or Blu-ray sets I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
The only
but also Arrow released The Thing. I wonder how much different it looks.
Well, there's apparently the Arrow version. There's a different documentary called The Men of Outpost 31 or something that's but I feel like a lot of that's probably vintage interviews because Kurt Russell wasn't involved in any of the new extras for either of them.
No, actually the commentary was an old one with him and John Carpenter. So when they do archival extras, I like that because I like to be able to get rid of my DVD and have all the extras in one place. But at the same time, I feel like if you're going to release a new edition, you should have at least a new commentary by somebody. Yeah.
When I buy something, at the very least, it needs to have a commentary track, or I won't buy it because I'm buying it for the extras, especially at a $30 price point.
Right. Especially when you already own it on a previous medium.
Well, it's I have it on video, I've got it on DVD, and I'm going to buy it again. Why? It's I'm starting to get flashbacks of Anchor Bay with Evil Dead, where there's 75. All right, every year we get a new one. It's I get it, but. And then the thing with the Amazon used to put up Scream Factory and Arrow movies. They used to be way cheaper. Same with Vestron. They'd be down. They'd start at $30, $35. Then they'd knock down to 22, 23 when they released.
Right before the release date. Yeah,
that stopped happening. Now they're holding at the $25, $30 until a month later.
No, it's 34, at 34.82, and then the day it's released, it drops down to 25.70, and that's what's happened. That happened. The first one that I noticed it with was Return of the Living Dead 2, which I feel stupid for paying that much for because it's an inferior movie. I like it, but it's not as good, and I don't think it's worth the money. But it matches almost perfectly with Return of the Living Dead's Scream Factory release, and now. The Exorcist, the Heretic was the same deal. It was $25.70. Now I'm like, why did I buy this? The movie's not great. It's a Scream Factory.
You've got a soft spot for it,
I could have waited, because I've caught a lot of Scream Factories on special, at Best Buy.
Special.
And I don't know. I made an oath the other day that I will no longer. The last pre-order, because I've already pre-ordered it, is Candyman. For Candyman and Creepshow are the last two I've pre-ordered from Amazon, because I won't pre-order from them because they don't drop the price. Scream Factory's website, where Arrow actually does.
Well, no. So the price on the Scream Factory website, it's generally it's become cheaper, but then you pay $8 to ship.
Yep.
And that pisses me off. I'm like that. So it's list price. But if Amazon is free shipping, then they give you a poster and it ships 2 weeks early, and that's really cool. But it's not $8 cool.
It's not cool enough for me.
Yeah, like especially like some of the posters they've done, like the era of the Creep Show ones. I don't really like the art that they did. I'm not really a fan. I like the original art. I think the original 2 covers are beautiful, and I don't particularly care for the new ones.
Yeah,
they're not bad. I just don't need to have like a lithographic poster of it for like an extra $20. Like I just don't see the point.
And there's these people like Rob Martinez, who's a friend of ours, friend of the website, who gets every single Scream Factory pre-order, and he's sitting on probably 200 plus posters. And like, what are you gonna do with those?
I mean, I have some of them hanging up downstairs. I've got a stack of them. Because sometimes I pre-order, so I'm like, oh man, I want that, and I'm like, I can't hang this anywhere. And then like the ones that I want, like I love the Motel Hell poster, and I didn't get that one; it sold out.
I think Miller did that.
Thomas, our friend Thomas did that. Yes,
Thomas. Oh, that guy.
Yeah, you know him. But you know, then I got like a Lake Placid poster, and I'm like, this poster sucks. I love the movie, but the poster's dumb. It's like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna hang this up. But, you know, I did the Pumpkinhead one was the first time I pre-ordered directly from the site because that poster is goddamn gorgeous.
Oh, it is.
That one.
It is.
Was that one there?
But at the same time, the posters generally are the cover art for the slipcase or you know, the insert. And I'm cool with that. Like, I don't have that much wall space. You know, obviously, I've got all my Friday the 13th stuff, and I've got some other stuff, like a White Doomsday poster I've got up. But anyway... But like these posters, just all they would do is take up space.
I mean, I like having posters, but I don't know.
They're not going up on the walls. My point. That's why I don't pre-order from them. It's not
worth the money for me to not just get it cheaper because I have to budget this shit. Like that's a lot. Right. These are not cheap, and they're putting out a lot of movies, and it's kind of frustrating to see like how much shit they put out sometimes. I'm like, damn it, I want all of this. And then you got to fight because the slip covers are only guaranteed for a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
So then, you know, it's like, fuck it is now, or I'm not going to have the slip cover, which is another useless piece of cardboard that shouldn't matter, but they've conditioned me to care. So now if I don't get one, I get really pissed off.
Yeah.
Even though it's the same art on it. So it's like, I don't know why I care so much.
Well, and then there's also people who are getting slip covers and selling them immediately.
Yep.
Kevin, am I echoing?
You are.
What happened?
I don't know.
Anyway, Kevin Foster says he prefers 11 by 17, which I have to agree with.
No, I definitely agree with him in that. Kevin, his whole basement is lined with 11 by 17 posters. I have a lot downstairs in my house too. I love the 11 by 17. It's the perfect size.
Yeah, that's what these are behind me.
Yep.
He also says Return of the Living Dead is Part 2 is highly underrated. I like it. But it's not as good as the original. Let's face it.
The second one is trash. I hate that movie.
Of course it is. And then he says he's so excited for Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, Garbage Day. I'm excited for that too. But I'm not going to pay $20 for that movie. They really should have packaged that and the first one together.
I'm surprised that
considering the first 30 minutes is rehashing the first one.
Yeah.
I already have Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. It's in the box for the first one.
Yeah, I've got that. I think I'm cool.
So I'll tell you though, as a Scream Factory, they did this, right? So Brain Scan. This movie pissed me off because I wanted it so bad. I love this movie, and the price did not drop until like a week later. It went down to $21 from $35, and I almost bought it for $35. But this is not a collector's edition, and there's probably 3 fucking hours of extras on here, like incredible extras. There's like a making of documentary. There's a commentary track. There's all the vintage extras. There's like a whole thing of behind the scenes. Like
really, that's that much on there?
Yeah, VHS footage from Steve Johnson of the original ending. It's this giant monster puppet they did that got cut from the movie. So they have all the footage of them shooting that. Plus, they took the work print and cut the ending together the way it was supposed to be. And then they also have like camcorder footage of the guy playing the trickster and Edward Furlong fucking around backstage. Like Edward Furlong had just gotten his learner's permit, so the trickster's like in his car, his convertible with him, driving around the back lot, and they're like doing skits where like the trickster comes out like he's like a homeless guy trying to wash his windows. And he's like, "Hey, you're you're that Teddy Fur guy, right? You know, I loved you in Terminatrix.
Terminator.
I got this script. You know, you got to read it. Maybe you can get me in touch with your agent. Like, it's this really funny thing, and this is just a normal edition, and this has better extras than some of their collector's stuff. So, it's much like Brain Scan. It makes me question my own reality. I don't know what to do.
So, how is the actual transfer for the film?
It looks really good. I mean, the Brain Scan it's a newer movie in that it was like it's 90s, so the quality of it is already a lot higher. The film stock, like everything in the 90s looked a lot slicker because they had better cameras. So the quality difference is not as notable as something like, you know, with like the original Sleepaway Camp, for instance. But it's a really good transfer. The sound is good, and there's a lot of detail in the movie, especially in Edward Furlong's room. There's tons of stuff that I did not see before. Like a lot of little horror references to movies and stuff. So I think it's really gorgeous. But I would super highly recommend the Blu-ray. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, that was one I saw in the mid '90s that I really enjoyed, and it kind of fell into obscurity. And I'm glad it's back because I plan on eventually getting it. It's I still got it
really well, surprisingly.
Yeah, it wasn't. I remember being surprised by it back then. I was like, this is actually really good.
Well, it's funny because a lot of the stuff that they do in that movie with the technology, it seems so ridiculous when I first saw it in high school because he's got like his like computer. He's like, Igor, call whoever, and like it would come up with all these like images of his friend when he's calling him. It was all animated, and he had like voice control everything, and I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? What kid has this? Well, flash forward, 15 years, and everyone's got an Alexa, and everything in that movie is now real life, and I'm like, holy shit. This is not so ridiculous anymore. Like,
Alexa, call Brad.
Yes, master. So it's it's kind of cool, but it definitely holds up. I think it's worth picking up.
That's cool. So I mean, like, there's things on either side. We have the Scream Factory where they package it with original artwork by amazing artists. Some guy named Thomas. He's a friend with the pod.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, is Nathan Thomas Milliner.
Yeah, Nathan Thomas Milliner.
There's a little backstory. The one episode we had him on, I was very tired, and I came in, I think, part of the way through the episode. So I was like, oh, Thomas. And like, he's such a nice guy that he didn't correct me. So the whole fucking episode I just kept calling him Thomas. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. But in my defense, he has 2 first names.
Yeah, and there goes the chance for him doing art on your next project.
Yeah, I know, right? Because he's like,
underneath it all, like, fuck that Mike Lombardo guy.
He had forgotten I did that until just now. I just ousted myself. I'm a fool.
No,
you can definitely see pros and cons on both sides, though. But I mean, I think I'm leaning towards Mike's opinion, where Arrow, I think, quality of the film wise is a little bit more elevated. Because, I mean, how many times, I don't know if you guys used to pre-order. There was a few times where you got it and it didn't play right, and they actually had to send out replacement discs. Did that ever happen to you guys?
To Army of Darkness and I believe The Thing.
Yeah.
They had to do big recall things of those. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, my body bags has problems. That it has audio issues and it has issues when it plays. I wonder if I should.
You know what? I had that problem too. I mean, granted, that could be your Blu-ray player trying to save you from watching body bags. But yeah, mine had a bunch of audio fuck-ups, and it drove me nuts. I'm like, I paid $25 for this. I mean,
I've noticed that a couple of times. It's almost like they try to rush them out too fast without too much quality control.
I mean, it's tough because, like, as a filmmaker, it's like the ultimate nightmare if a disc doesn't play.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, they've got. I think that's the thing with them, is they are putting out a lot more product than Arrow. So I feel like Arrow is a little bit more selective about the movies they put out.
Yeah.
And Scream, I feel like Scream kind of slums it sometimes. Like at the beginning, they were only doing like the really notable stuff. Now it's like they're just kind of grabbing like whatever, and it's like their original stuff that they pick up. I'm not really a big fan of either. I saw a couple of them, and I'm like, it feels to me kind of like late stage Anchor Bay, where they just started picking up bad indie movies and putting them out for like $10 at Walmart, and that's kind of what's going on with Scream a little bit.
Turn into Wild Eye.
What's that?
His Scream Factory is going to turn into Wild Eye.
I hope not.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh Lord.
Like Scream at Comic-Con this year, they released I think 12 or 14 movies, and out of those 12 or 14, there were 3 or 4 that I was interested in, which were Candyman and well, I'm interested in. We both are, Mike. I don't know how you feel. Urban Legends.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Yeah, and The Craft is on there, which I don't. I like that movie.
The Craft, really?
Yeah. I don't think it's a collector's edition though. I think it's just a straight rip.
No, it's got to be a collector's edition. That movie's huge.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What?
Not doing a collector's edition.
Anyway, there's only a handful that I actually want to get, and out of 14, Arrow puts out 3 or 4 at a time, and they're like gold, all of them, except for the ones they released today, which were Waterworld, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and something else.
Waterworld?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Waterworld. Kevin Costner movie.
Yeah, Dennis Hopper eating a lot of spam.
Not nearly as bad as people say it is. Like,
well, if you've seen it, which I have, and I think it's terrible.
It's at worst. It's just a Mad Max knockoff. There's nothing. It's not worse than Mad Max. Honestly, like it's got some parts.
The other one is Bloody Birthday, which I've never heard of.
Bloody Birthday?
I saw that. I don't remember it, but you know.
But, so I don't know. And they also released something the other day. It says Shocktober, 31 movies in 31 days. Are they doing a sale? Probably. Most of these sites like Scream Factory and Air that sell the horror stuff do sales in October. Generally.
Well, that's another thing. The Scream Factory sales used to be a lot better too, because you'd buy they'd have a major title for real cheap, and then you could also it would come with something free, like a set of magnets or coasters or something, and then they would have a little subsection of 8 or 9 movies that were really discounted, kind of like their B-rate stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't really do that too much anymore. Like the stuff they've been putting out, it's mostly B-rate shit. They don't put the good stuff on sale anymore. And then their shipping cost is so fucking expensive that it's not worth it anyway.
No. Well, generally, I've also noticed, because if I see something go on sale with Scream Factory, I go immediately to Best Buy, because Best Buy puts a lot of that stuff on sale now too. Because I got 3 or 4 Dawn of the Dead when it came out. It went immediately to $14.99. The remake of Dawn of the Dead from Scream Factory, and maybe it was probably Land of the Dead. I think I got them both for $15.
Was that in store or on the website? Our Best Buy here doesn't have dick for Scream Factory. Anything.
I was surprised. I went in there the other day to buy. Oddly enough, they had Predator 2, and Predators on sale for $8 a piece, and I didn't think I had them on Blu-ray. Boy, I was wrong, because I bought them, got them home, opened them, and then found out I have them on Blu-ray.
I need to buy the Blu-rays of the first 2 anyway, because I have the DVDs.
I mean, I've got here. I'll show you what I got. It's okay, because I'm going to give it to my brother-in-law doesn't have the Blu-rays, but I have for Predator. Mike, you probably have these.
Yep, that's what I've got. Okay. Except my Predator is full screen. I'm like, what the fuck? What does
number mean? Do you know the number they put on here?
No, I don't know. They did that with the Fly and the Fly 2 DVDs as well. Yeah, where the fuck is their special edition of the Fly and the Fly 2? Like, some of the shit's so obvious.
I have the Fly 2.
Yeah, no joke. Where the fuck are those?
My Alien movies have them too.
Yeah, I think that was they were trying to be like Criterion for a minute.
So, but the thing is, I got the Blu-rays, and my set was a Blu-ray set of the first 2. So I got these, and then I got that, and whatever, I don't know. But anyway, so when I was up there to finish my story, I saw they have a pretty decent selection of Scream Factories. I did see an Arrow, but I can't remember what it was offhand. So I was super surprised it was even up there. But they had Gothic was up there for $30 from Vestron. I don't ever see any Severin, which why would you? I mean, you got movies like Absurd and Anthropophagus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was at the bag from.
Yeah, I still have the bag.
Yeah. They're Beyond the Darkness.
It's a cute marketing bag.
I like their logo. Synapse, I never see their stuff up there. I only have for Synapse. I think I only have the
Synapse
basket
doesn't put out much these days, do they?
Huh?
Synapse doesn't put out much these days, do they?
Not really. I've got Phenomena, Suspiria, Demons 1 and 2, all Italian flicks basically, and then 2 basket case movies, 2 and 3.
Free Trash, they did. Like they used to be a really good company. They had a lot of.
I think they put out good product.
Yeah, they just kind of slowed down. Well, I think now there's a lot more competition.
Well, they're also putting out weird stuff. It's weird to me, but like Severin puts out a lot of weird stuff, and Vinegar Syndrome absolutely puts out weird stuff.
Yeah, those are all like Scream and Arrow are kind of like they do mainstream like retro horror stuff, and then they grab some obscure stuff. But Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, like Code Red, they're like subterranean.
Yeah.
That they pick.
Vinegar Syndrome does a lot of weird like B porn too with their shit.
That's what they're really big on.
I did a thing in a horror group a long time ago where I posted a picture of all the logos next to each other and asked which do you prefer. And somebody's like, "Oh, you forgot about Code Red and Vinegar Syndrome." I was like, "No, I didn't. I didn't forget about those at all."
Hey, Code Red put out The Boneyard. That was a gorgeous Blu-ray.
Yes, it was. I own it.
A week straight that every single friend of mine on Facebook bought that movie.
Dude, you just need to bite the bullet and fucking do it.
I'll tell you, Ray.
I've held off long, for
this is a Band-Aid dispenser from Statesville, North Carolina, where The Boneyard was filmed. The tourism board gave this to me.
Oh, because you're the only fan of that movie?
No, they have a big plaque, and a lot of people come through. But I had to use one of these Band-Aids because of the wound you gave me when you said you wouldn't watch The Boneyard.
Oh.
I was standing on the site of the hospital where it had just been destroyed like 6 months earlier, and I saw you say you will never get The Boneyard, and I fell to my knees and screamed no. But when I did that, I fell in some rebar and impaled myself.
I gotta tell you, I went to the last time I went to Vintage Stock when I think it was the last time when I picked up Dagon and Beyond Reanimator. I was walking around with Boneyard, and then I got close to the register. I'm like, why do I still have this in my hand? And I put it down.
How much was it?
I think it was $16.99.
Yeah, that's not bad. Like it was only like I got it for like $15 on Amazon. I was really
yeah, I think that's what I got for it too.
It's gonna be one of those deals where I'm like I've got just about everything I need, and that's one of the remaining pieces, and then I'll buy it probably. But I don't know. I may just buy it eventually. It's probably better than the chicken tenders I got from Burger King tonight.
Probably, and it's if
a lot better.
You could buy like 4 sets of chicken tenders or the Boneyard.
Yeah.
Probably just one set. It's fucking $7 for these tenders.
Oh shit! Okay, so that's 2 sets of chicken. The Boneyard is worth two boxes of chicken.
You paid $7 for 2 dried turds
and some fries
and
a drink that I didn't drink because it was gross. I don't like those multi, fountain soda. What do they call them? Where they've got like 1,000 drinks in there. There's
the push buttons,
the freestyle machines.
Yeah, and I didn't get a soda. I got a high C orange, and it tasted so weird. I was like, "Here, Helena, you drink this."
I want a cherry pineapple 7-Up.
Yeah, that was the first thing I think I had with sugar in it in like 2 weeks.
Well, Burger King's with freestyle machines started putting Surge on tap, so that's pretty wild.
I love Surge.
Oh, man.
I do too. It's weird. I don't know how I feel about it out of the tap though. Kevin Foster swears by it. I think it tastes a little odd. I'll tell you the best Surge I ever had was the 8-ounce cans they put out for a very short time. Because the big cans they have, it's warm by the time you get to the bottom, and warm Surge is like hell.
Yeah, well, the best Surge ever was in the 20-ounce bottles back when it first released.
Of course.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm cool with the cans, but I can't get through them. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a lot to drink.
Yeah, the Boneyard is $15.69 on Blu-ray on Amazon.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Does it come in a white case or the clear case?
Yes.
Okay, that's a selling point for me because I like those. I saw that. It looks like, I'm not 100% sure, but Bong of the Living Dead may be in a white
yes.
Blu-ray.
Okay, so that's a question for the audience and for you guys. Blue cases versus clear cases, because I'm dealing with this right now for Doomsday. I was thinking, I vote blue. I don't necessarily like the clear cases as much. I love the white DVD cases, but I don't know that the clear Blu-ray cases really do it for me.
See, I like them.
I think it's a nice change because they're all blue.
I guess they stand out a little bit. Maybe that's why I don't like them, because they stand out in my shelf, and that pisses me off. I want them all to be uniform.
But the Arrow,
Chud.
Yep. Arrow doesn't clear.
This looks nice to me. It's different, and I was talking about this before. Severin, a lot of their stuff is black, and that's one of the things I really dug about the Halloween box set. I'm pulling out H2O. I like the black. It's different. You know, everything else is blue.
I've never seen black Blu-ray cases like that before. That's pretty cool.
Here, let me pull out something that you can relate to better.
What? How dare you tempt us?
We are broadcasting in widescreen, so you could fit it.
Right? Yeah.
I don't.
Careful, there may be kids watching.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. So the Changeling from Severin, that came in a black case.
So that would bug me out because I'd think it's a DVD at a glance.
I said that this one's blue, but like Eaten Alive is in a black case too, which I can't barely get it out of there.
That's a good fucking movie.
Yeah. Ooh. But this is the Eaten Alive I was talking about, Mike, when we were talking about that.
Oh, okay. I thought you. Yeah, it's not the Toby Hooper movie.
But now I need to get that one.
Yeah.
But like, I like the black.
No alligators in the filming of that film.
Days, because I even said that in my video. I love them now because it's different, because everything's blue. I've got one red Blu-ray, and it's the Avengers movie of.
Dude, that would be really cool. Red would be awesome.
Yeah. And I really dig the red one. Actually, I got more than one red one. And then I've got one green one, which is the Incredible Hulk movie.
Yep.
But, the blue.
The animator should have been a green case.
Apparently, you can also special order orange ones, right?
I thought about doing that for my Halloween set.
The Halloween ones.
Martinez did that, and it looks really sharp. But man, you know, you're a big fan of Arrow, Mike. Mm-hmm. Your movie should be in a clear case like this.
Well, so the reason that I like the Arrow clear case is because they're not standard DVD Blu-ray cases. They're a little bit thicker.
Yeah, a little bit thicker.
Yeah, they are.
Stand out. They look different, but if it's just a clear, like regular Blu-ray case, it looks cheap to me. I don't know.
I don't know if I have a regular.
I like black DVD cases more than I like Blu-ray cases. Period. But I don't know. There's something about the blue. I think like the Witching Season from Scream, I think looks really nice with the blue. I really like the way that looks.
I will agree with you on that, because some of them, it makes the artwork pop a little bit more, especially if, like yours is going to have a darker artwork, so it might pop.
Like I think it's the black and blue looks really good together. I mean, I don't dislike the clear, because I was like, you know, when you have reversible covers, you can still see through the blue just as easily as you can the clear.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. But the important thing about it, and I think some people weighed in on this. Let's see. Keith says clear and red or clear for Doomsday. I could understand that. And
the red would look really, if you could do that. I don't know if Justin will do that, but that would
cool. I don't think you can find them anywhere. Clear. Kevin says blue all the way. So the important thing is, no matter what color the case are, as long as they don't do this, which is Vestron's MO, which is the eco cases that have the cutouts, which is the biggest fucking bullshit on the planet. I hate it.
Oh, what? You mean... oh, no, that's a 2-discer. Never mind. Oh, they did that for the Halloween set, too.
It's so dumb. It's like you're paying top dollar for Vestron, and they fucking have the eco cases. And they're flimsy. I feel like I'm going to rip the artwork every time I open the damn thing, trying to take a disc out. And they say that it's more eco-friendly because
it is, because they're saving plastic. But yeah.
Well, so here's the reason that they do that: because less plastic means what? Less manufacturing cost, because they're not using as much material.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
It's about the environment.
It's eco-friendly because they can take, they can save a little bit out of like 5 DVD cases and make another one, or something like that.
It's just I don't like that at all.
So Vestron, I didn't know Vestron did that. I got to look at my Vestrons now.
Yep, they're all like that.
God damn it.
Let's check Blood Diner. Motherfucker.
I think Vestron, I'm glad that they have, like, some of the movies they're putting out, like Blood Diner, Chopping Mall, Dagon. I'm really happy that they're getting Blu-ray releases, but I would honestly rather they get released in Factory or...
Me too.
Because they'd be better packages. I mean, like, they're not. None of the ones I've gotten have been bad, but they haven't been $35 good.
It would be cool if there was a way that Scream Factory and Vestron could come to some agreement where they continue the Vestron Collector Series, but be Scream Factory, because I love the box art where they have the number. I love that because their slipcases look great. They're glossy, high gloss, and all that shit.
They do. They're very nice.
Like, I won't buy a Vestron if they're missing the slipcase. By the way, not at all.
I've never seen one without. I've always pre-ordered them.
I've seen a couple without the slipcase. I'm like, why would anybody buy that? It's not special anymore.
Oh, they also don't do reversible artwork, which pisses me off. They're more expensive than all the other brands, and they don't do reversible artwork.
And some of them.
So wait. Why are you a slipcover snob just for Vestron?
They are very pretty. They're above quality from the Scream Factory ones, I'll say.
Let me grab a Scream Factory and kind of.
They're very glossy, and they've got I like the Vestron logo, like the collector series on the top. I think
it's a Scream Factory. Okay, it's matte finish. You can tell it's very shiny.
It's embossed too.
Yeah, embossed. Yeah, and I love that Vestron Collector Series logo with the V on it.
It's very retro.
I really love, and I think Scream Factory should have done this from the beginning, is putting the number. This is the very first one they released, and the last one I got, which was Dagon, I think, was number 16. And it's cool because if you get them all, and you're one of those collectors who puts them all together, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which I really think is cool. But yeah, if Scream Factory figured out a way to buy from Vestron, I think it just merged together. That would be probably the best thing to do. They'd probably drop the prices and probably I would love to see some alternative art with the Killbots for Chopping.
Yeah, so what the fuck's up with the cover of Chopping Mall? The original cover that I saw in the video store was a severed arm with blood dripping out of the bag. Like, it was not a robot arm. It was way cooler.
Yeah.
Is that the cover art inside the slip?
No, there's no alternate art.
Yeah, it's the same, and they changed it.
It's the same.
I wonder if they changed it because it's robots. But the thing is, the movie was supposed to be called Killbots.
Killbots.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
But like, Chopping Mall sounds like a slasher.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think we've brought that up before. It would be a great slasher name.
The Dagon movie, the art on that is original.
The art on that's phenomenal. And it's all gold shimmery. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that is great. And that's not what the poster for the movie looked like.
No, the poster for the movie sucked. The original poster.
And so they actually shelled out some money to pay for that. Why not do it from now on? Give this doesn't even have a reverse cover, does it? No, it doesn't. It's
their fucking their transfer on Dagon. It's not as bad as people said it was online, but it's not great. Like, for a contemporary movie, there's no excuse to not have that kind of quality issue.
When was this released? 95?
No, it was like 2004.
2002.
2002.
Yeah, it was a newer one.
I met Dennis Paoli at Fangoria Weekend of Horrors, and they're promoting it, and that was before I knew what Lovecraft was all about. So he was very boring to listen to, and I got up and left. I had no idea. He pitched it the worst way possible, and then I saw the movie later, and I'm like, this is the most amazing movie ever.
See, Jared, you can just looking at the slip versus the actual Blu-ray cover. It to me, you can tell it pops more with the.
It does. It does.
It doesn't feel special without the case. It just looks like the Reanimator, Beyond Reanimator. This is a $5 Blu-ray to me, or $7.88 Blu-ray or whatever.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not the uncut version like fucking every other country got, so it is a fucking $5 Blu-ray to me.
Let me tell you something. I bet you one day Arrow's going to get their hands on this and put a big box out for us.
Probably.
So that's
the reason I asked about the slipcover is just those collector sites. Everybody's obsessed with slipcovers and like, I need a slipcover for this. I need a slipcover for that.
Well, the Scream Factory ones, those guys are pretty much snobs when it comes to slipcovers.
It is.
I don't know about the slipcovers.
The thing is, the slipcovers didn't used to be a thing. Like, my cousin Tony used to work for New Line, and he used to design art. And he said that when they started doing the slipcovers, he said it was the most fucking useless thing in the world. That it was so dumb. And very slowly, places like Scream Factory and shit, they started slipping them in, and they started, they know how fucking OCD collectors are.
Yeah.
Numbering on the spine and stuff, and it's like the slipcover. It's like all of a sudden, you don't have a slipcover. It's like, I need a slipcover. Like, what if you have Sleepaway Camp 1 and 3 with slipcovers, but not Sleepaway Camp 2?
they'll buy it for $10.
You'll buy it, yeah, because
they will buy the slipcover. They won't buy the fucking movie. They will buy the fucking slipcover.
I don't care as much about the slipcovers, but some of them are worth having. Like Basket Case, the slipcover is really cool.
Well,
right?
that's cool.
Okay. Found one. You do it. And I like one of the reasons I do like slipcovers is because you can turn the art around.
Yes,
on the
and
inside.
that's the value of them for me.
Yeah,
I did that too.
Pull the I did the same thing. Pull the basket case slipcover off.
That's what I got.
There better not be a dick pic under there.
So what it is the slipcover is the basket closed, and then when you open it's the basket open with Belial lunging out. So it's
or of course it's got the original poster art.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
But that slipcover becomes part of the packaging. It's like they did something with it, and I love that.
Yeah, and that's another reason why Arrow is above anyone else when it comes to distro for horror movies. I mean, the Killer Clowns, just besides the actual movie itself and the great. I mean, this. If you look at the back, that is all features.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Look at how much shit's on there. It's not shit, but it's gold. It's really good. But like you open up the slipcover. First of all, the slipcover is really cool.
It's got all the metallic shine on it.
Exactly. And then you get the original art or the other side, which is this. And this is one I absolutely needed to have the slipcover for. I'm not a huge fan of the movie. I like it, but this slipcover is just it's really great to look at.
Yeah, I'll tell you the Arrow.
Hey Ray, have you opened up that copy of the Slayer you got from Horror Hound?
Yeah.
Did you open it? Like, does it have a reverse?
I'll show you what it's got.
Oh yeah, yes. I so kicking myself I didn't pick that up.
I got the last one, didn't I?
No, there was one left at the table, and I came back the next day.
No, Basket Case was the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I was happy. I still haven't watched it. I need to watch it, but I was happy I got it because it's one I'd never seen. Actually, I kind of dig that cover better.
So check out the Arrow Blu-ray of Donnie Darko. This is the steel box. I don't know if you guys can tell. There's like 3 layers of shine on this. So depending on how you like, it's almost reflective in some spots. So it almost looks like it's an animated cover. It's really fucking cool. And then the back, like it is gorgeous art, and it's all like weird, like pale blue. It's really cool. And then, you know, you open it, it's got the collectible booklet and all that shit. Like this is a $20 Blu-ray. This is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm kind of debating if I want to get that. It's not a horror to me, but it looks like something I might. I love the movie. Off topic, real fast. Keith is looking at Arrow. He said, "All right, I'm looking at Arrow movies. What in the hell is Doom Asylum? The cover art is sick as hell."
Doom Asylum. I've never seen it, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that Arrow releases that I've never seen. So. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, wait, too many copies of that.
If you can find Demon Wind for under $20, buy it.
That's Vinegar Syndrome.
Oh, okay.
No, not Vinegar Syndrome. That's Code Red, isn't it?
Is that Severin?
Shit. Hold on, I have it. 1 second.
You have
I think
it?
it might be Severin. Unless Vinegar Syndrome and Severin were on the same table at Horror Hound, because I saw it and I didn't pull the trigger because he wanted 25 for it.
It's Vinegar Syndrome.
It is?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. You can get it on Blu-ray at Walmart.com for $20.
Yeah, I paid like $22 for it. That had a fucking awesome. They had a slipcover that was like, so it's got like a 3D effect when you shift it of the demon coming through the window. Like, because that's how the VHS was.
That fucking cover's badass.
Yeah, it was really cool. They had that as an option you could buy. I almost did it.
Oh yeah, somebody made a GIF of it. I don't know if anybody can see my phone.
Oh yeah, you can see the demon rushing through the window.
Pretty sweet. Yeah, but I mean, some of these other companies, Scream Factory has a bigger fan base, I think. Than,
of course.
Well, the Arrow is they're quieter, and it's a UK company.
It's a UK company.
It's a lot bigger, yeah, in Europe, yeah.
Well, that's one of their problems. I mean, we talked about this. We touched on it last night, Mike, because everybody else was sleeping except for you and I.
I was definitely sleeping. I woke up to quite a conversation.
I paid for it at work today.
We talked about why Candyman's UK only versus for Arrow, because I mean,
yeah,
we talked about I wanted the Arrow version of Candyman, because the thing is, like, sure, Scream Factory takes care of their movies for the most part, but Arrow does it. It's not for the most part. They absolutely 100% do.
Yeah.
You know the quality I'm going to get from Arrow is going to be Scream Factory. I've gotten a couple questionable Blu-rays, you know, where Arrow I've never been disappointed. So it's like, why did the UK only get Candyman? Is it because Scream Factory got the Region 1 rights or Region A or whatever rights?
So I think it is I'm pretty sure, because I know all the movies are sold by territories and countries. I think that Scream Factory has a deal worked out with, because I believe Fox released Candyman, right? 20th Century Fox?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that they have licensing deals with some of those studios to get. I'm not sure how the fuck that Scream Factory got Creepshow, because Warner Brothers wasn't letting that shit budge in America at all. Because to the point where Arrow's Blu-ray of it came with Just Desserts, the documentary, as an extra, and they had to release that as a separate thing in America.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's its own thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which annoys the shit out of me. And then finally, Warner Brothers is like, we guess, since we're never going to do anything with this fucking catalog of ours. So I think that it's just that those companies randomly get a wild hair up their ass and say, hey, we can make a bunch of money off these catalog titles if we license them out. So they license them to their respective territories, because as far as I know, Scream doesn't do UK anything. But Arrow has a presence in both. So
That's bigger in UK, though. If you go to their website, it's so much UK.
Oh my god, of course. They only started doing American releases in the last like 3 or 4 years. But it's so I think that, like, you know, Fox would say, okay, we'll license the rights to this, to Candyman, for instance. Well, Arrow's going to scoop up the foreign rights before they're going to do American rights, because their bread and butter is the UK.
Yeah.
And at that point, I think they already had a deal worked out with Scream Factory. So that's, you know, I think that's how it works. But it's a shame. Like, you know, it's funny because, like, Criterion put out, like, Female Trouble, the John Waters movie, and they put out, like, The Brood and stuff. And honestly, like, Criterion used to be, like, the like the fucking be-all, end-all of
they were. You're right.
And honestly, Scream, all these companies blow them out of the water as far as I'm concerned. And then fucking Criterion is so goddamn expensive, and it's not worth it.
I think Criterion's starting to come down a bit, unless it was just an isolated thing with Night of the Living Dead.
Well, they have like their Criterion sale at Barnes and Nobles is 50% off every year. But Night of the Living Dead I got for like $16.
Yeah, me too.
And that's probably because there's so many versions of that movie out, because it's public domain. I still haven't even opened that Blu-ray yet. I've been meaning to.
It's, you know what? It's one of the better looking Blu-rays I've seen.
It looks gorgeous. I mean, Criterion's quality is always good, but their extras and stuff, like, I've seen far better from Arrow and Scream. But I mean, I think Criterion kind of paved the way for that sort of treatment. Like,
they did.
Really,
yeah, totally.
Well, yeah, back in the DVD days.
So I mean, I always respect them for that. But like, I always kind of groan when they get like a Cronenberg movie. It's like, damn it, I wish that Scream Factory or Arrow would have gotten that instead.
Yeah, well, Scream Factory has Rabid.
They have Rabid and Dead Ringers. The Dead Ringers.
Oh, yeah, Dead Ringers too.
The only thing it doesn't have is the fucking commentary track from Cronenberg, because Criterion has it.
Oh shit!
They wouldn't license it, but it's like, it's out of print. So what the fuck are they gonna do with it? They're not gonna reissue that movie.
Right.
I wish Scream would get The Fly.
I would kill for special editions of The Fly. I mean,
we'll get to our wish list in a minute. But yeah, that I was gonna say, I've got the Rabid Blu-ray. Did you get that, Mike?
Yeah, of course.
I thought that looked wonderful.
I didn't. I don't have it. No.
For such an old movie, and like when I saw it years ago, even on Shudder, I watched the Joe Bob Last Drive-In. It kind of looked rough, but the Blu-ray looks wonderful. I think it looks great.
It does. It's beautiful.
I kind of feel like I need to get I like The Brood. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but every time I see the Criterion of that and Rosemary's Baby, I cringe because I want them, but I don't want to pay that much. But now that I think about it, I'm paying that much for Arrow. I may as well break down and get them.
All the Criterion sale at Barnes and Nobles, and it's 50% off. I got The Brood for $20.
Yeah.
And I got Eraserhead on Blu-ray for $20. And
Real shit.
I sold my DVDs of them for like 10. So
What?
Next time that happens, alert me so I can get my hands on a copy. I love Rosemary's Baby, but my DVD looks like garbage. And
but I mean, the thing is, they are worth buying. Like even at full price, like the Brood Blu-ray is really good. There's a lot of good stuff on it, but that movie, it's not my favorite Cronenberg movie. I think
it's a slow movie.
It is. It's the most personal, but it feels like all of Cronenberg's movies kind of exist in this weird, like cold, emotionally cold universe. And that movie is a very emotional movie that's directed very coldly. So it never quite works. Like you don't get the emotion out of the actors and stuff. They just kind of come off as like almost alien to human feelings, which is a very Cronenberg thing, but I don't think it serves the story very well. But it's a cool movie. I mean, it's got great extras and shit. I have the Blu-ray. I'm happy with it.
Which one do you have? I mean, which you have the is it Criterion?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you can't find that. DVD's been out of print for years. That's an MGM movie. That was going for like $100 for a while.
Which one?
The Brood on Blu-ray DVD.
I have that.
Before the Criterion came out, that was the only way you could get it.
What, this one?
Yes.
I got it for $6.
It was, like I said, for a time, it was going for a lot of money when it was out of print.
Such a weird movie. I love it. You're right. Very cold movie. I think Rabid's even the same way. But
well, I mean, all of his movies have that. That's why I think The Fly is the only movie he did that has like genuine warmth to it. Like Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis. And that's because they were a real life couple, and you can tell their chemistry, they come off as very, very like legitimately romantically involved. And it's a movie about a character learning how to feel emotion and stuff, learning the flesh. As opposed to Cronenberg's other movies, everyone's kind of like a weird, like autistic scientist almost. Like they're just, and that's fine. Like Dead Ringers, especially, that's my favorite movie, and that that's very much like that. But that's
not your favorite Cronenberg movie.
Like even his first one, Shivers, was really cold.
Oh my God, yeah. Shivers is weird. That needs to come out on Blu-ray somewhere too. That DVD is a fucking shitload of money because it's only UK.
I thought that was.
No, I don't think you own that.
No, I don't have it. I know that, but I swear I thought somebody. It's not on here, but somebody said something that was on with another movie.
No, that's not. The Brood has Crimes of the Future.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of then. There's a couple of Cronenberg movies that I'd still like to get.
I wasn't a fan of Shivers.
I mean, I'm not a fan of it necessarily.
Actually.
But you can see so much of what he was going to be doing later. You can see the groundwork for his whole career in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, Videodrome on Blu-ray from Criterion is fucking gorgeous.
Okay, so that's Criterion too?
Yes.
Okay, because I was just going to mention that and Scanners were two movies that I'd like to get on Blu-ray.
I hate Scanners.
So Scanners is a little bit different for me because that was one of the ones when I was a kid that I was like, what the fuck is this? It's crazy. Yeah. They're exploding. It's not a good movie. That might be one of his.
They started shooting without a script. They didn't have a full script yet.
That's crazy.
Growing up with it and watching it as a kid is way different than understanding what it actually is as an adult. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the movies that I've always liked. But yeah, my favorite Cronenberg is either The Fly or The Rabbit. I love this. I wish they would have incorporated that into the actual slipcover case. Because that's every time I think of Rabbit, that's the only thing I think of. It's not even a main character.
Yep.
Bless you.
Classic cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Videodrome's the first Criterion anything I ever owned was the DVD set of that, and that was like fucking amazing. And that Blu-ray.
Or are you talking about just DVD?
The DVD is the fucking case was a VHS tape.
Oh really?
So they did the Blu-ray. They did the same thing, but they made it smaller. But it's a gorgeous set.
What about a weird fucking
so
movie?
Good on Blu-ray.
That is a weird movie.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece, is what it is. But The Fly is his most mainstream movie next to Dead Zone. But The Fly is so fucking.
The Fly is the most mainstream. Dead Zone's not even close.
I love, as far as accessibility goes for people, because the Dead Zone's Stephen King, because The Fly is still very icky for a lot of people.
Yeah.
but I think Dead Ringers is his masterpiece. Like I think that's the be all end all.
I'll have to get that one eventually because I don't think I've ever actually seen it. The Fly.
It's so comfortable. It's fucking amazing.
The Fly. Let me tell you about The Fly. My daughter watched it with me. Was all in all the way up until Gina Davis rips his jaw off.
Oh yeah,
He was done after that.
that is a great scene.
Bud Chud was done after that.
Bud the Chud.
The part when spoiler alert, everybody who hasn't seen The Fly now.
Mike's favorite movie.
The scene when Brundlefly comes out of the telepod the second time, like as like the deformed creature, and takes the shotgun barrel and puts it to his own head. That scene makes me cry every time I watch it. It's so like to get that kind of emotion out of me with a fucking slime covered puppet is unreal. Like that is just such a masterfully done scene. It's so heartbreaking.
But it goes back to what you were saying about the the chemistry between Goldblum and Gina Davis was so strong, and her emotion plays part to that.
Absolutely.
And you're not wrong. I mean, I don't cry, but every time I watch it, I'm like, what the fuck?
You're completely invested in that.
The other part that gets me every time I watch it, because I watch it not often, probably a couple times a year, but I just recently watched it the other day. It was the scene where she gets drunk. He's pissed off because she's off talking to her boss or whatever. He thinks he's sleeping with her, so he decides to go for the first time alone. And I'm sitting there watching. I know what's going to happen. I know the outcome every time. I'm like, dude, look around in the fucking thing before you close the door, before it locks. And then when the lock turns, you're like, and now there's no turning back. And I know every time. And I've seen that movie so many times. But like that scene gets me every fucking time. That's damn near perfect movie. That's another movie to me that is it's absolute horror movie, but at the same time, just like Jaws to me, it transcends horror because to me it's more than a horror movie.
Well, it's
more
because
than a sci-fi horror movie.
Take The Fly. If you take away the sci-fi elements of that movie, it's about a guy who falls in love with a girl.
Yeah.
Then gets cancer.
Yeah.
And then at the end she's gonna have an abortion because she's afraid that their kid is gonna have cancer. And he's like, please don't kill the one thing that's left of me, of my humanity. And then she helps him commit suicide. That's the story. That's why it's so raw. And then you put on top of that, it's a monster movie. But the emotional core of that movie is so fucking hard. It kills me.
It's heart-wrenching.
How do you feel about the sequel?
It's not as bad as people say. It's a fun movie.
I love it.
It gets a lot of shit, but I mean, compared to the original Fly, it's not even a fucking contest.
Yeah.
But there's some great stuff in there.
I love the scene in the first Fly movie where she's having the nightmare of having the baby.
Yeah, as a maggot.
Yeah, it's such
that was supposed to be the ending, the original ending of the movie. She does the maggot, but then at the end of the movie was going to be she gives birth to a butterfly or a baby that turns into a butterfly. And that was going to be the original. And they actually shot it. It's on the DVD or something, I think, on the extras.
That almost would have been a better ending.
Well, it doesn't work. The special effects are kind of dodgy.
Yeah, it doesn't flow with the story line, I guess, too.
The Blu-ray I have, it has deleted and extended scenes.
How does that Blu-ray look compared to the DVD?
It's almost like a direct rip.
That's what I figured, because Fox was putting out those $5 Blu-rays.
That's what it is. I got it. It was on sale at Walmart. Like Walmart plasters some kind of special art on the front, which you could see like the divots in my case because of that. So that's how they got me. But I still watch this over watching on DVD. This is why I was saying that there's three movies that I'd like to get that are the Cronenberg movies on Blu-ray is The Fly, but I'd like Scream Factory or Arrow to do it. And then Videodrome, which you said, who did it?
Criterion.
And then The Brood, which is Criterion. The Brood is probably that and Rosemary's Baby.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna get.
Sorry.
So, but yeah, The Fly. is this month, if you're following me on Facebook, I'm doing my top 33 favorite horror movies. These are my favorite horror movies, and The Fly is on there very high on the list. So it's a wonderful movie if you haven't seen it. But anyway, do you guys want to talk a little bit about some wish list stuff, or?
Yeah.
Jared,
honestly, I'd have to think about it
all night. I'm surprised.
I know. I haven't broken up once. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, you are remarkably clear.
I'm wondering if it's because I keep hooking up my microphone. Like, I can't imagine the microphone will make a difference. It's the only thing I haven't done differently.
I
done.
doubt it, but who knows?
But there's this Australian flick called Undead that I would like to see some kind of a Blu-ray release.
Undead is fucking great.
You made Mike do the O face.
That's a really good movie.
I saw Mike make an O face. That was good.
I don't know anyone else that knows that movie. That's a fucking great movie. That was like super indie.
Yeah, I would be very pleased if
it's CGI and shit. And it's really good. That movie's. I want to watch that later.
Well, maybe Scream Team Releasing can pick that one up if it's super indie.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there was two. I think it was two brothers, and they just did it on their home PC. But this is back in like 2002.
It's the Spirit Brothers, the guys that did Daywalkers.
I never saw that.
I don't think I've seen that either.
They did something else too. But yeah, I think they're from New Zealand or Australia. Yeah. But it's a great take on the zombie subgenre. Like
sci-fi and horror mixed. It's really funny too.
Black Sheep is another one that I would think would be a great Blu-ray release that I don't think ever has been.
That movie, I wanted to like that movie more. That was like the first like bigger budget like B movie that was self-aware, and it was really funny up until the end when they started using farts to kill them. I'm like, come on. It wasn't. The movie was very clever up until that point.
Yeah.
And like, but I love that the trailer for that movie fucking killed me because it said it's the violence of the lambs.
Yeah.
And the guy is afraid of sheep. He's like, I have like blah blah phobia. And like, what's that? He goes, the irrational fear that this exact scenario would happen one day.
I've never seen that. I've always seen the case, at video stores and stuff, but never. It didn't look like something that would be up my alley. But if
it's funny,
is it anything like you, bro?
It's got some really cool effects working it too.
Oh, it's better than Dude Broke, like quality wise for sure.
It's a real movie. Like I hate saying that.
It's a real movie.
Well, I mean, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. What I mean is, it was a big budget indie movie. Like it looks like a regular movie. It's just. It had Weta Workshop. Peter Jackson's company, his effects company, did the effects for it. So like it's top notch. I'd say, I mean, speaking of Peter Jackson, Bad Taste, Dead Alive, and Meet the Feebles need Blu-rays, and I hear that Peter Jackson is working on those, doing like restorations and stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I would kill for those.
I don't remember if it was you that said that or if I heard something along the lines of like a box set of the three.
I would die.
I can't remember if I heard that or if that was just something I'm dreaming up.
So the Spirit Brothers that directed Undead went on to do that Daybreakers, not Daywalkers. Then they also did Predestination with Ethan Hawke, and then Winchester that just came out.
Yeah, I heard that movie's bad. There's Daybreakers.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they've definitely gone on to do better stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if this is better. I got Elizabeth bought this because it had to do with vampires for me because I like vampire stuff.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It kind of reminded me of like a weaker Blade type movie where vampires try to, daywalk,
Word.
Yeah, Keith says those are great. I would buy an Arrow Video Dead Alive from Keith Saunders. I probably would too.
I think I heard Peter from wholeheartedly that Peter Jackson is restoring them currently.
I would wholeheartedly buy one.
I mean, I would like to know who's going to release them. I would hope it'd be Arrow. I mean,
I think he might. Oh shit, Evil Ed. Keith, Evil Ed is a fucking great movie. That's an Arrow Blu-ray that I love. I had that on video when I was a kid. I was obsessed with that movie. Very, very funny German horror comedy that Arrow did. Very cool.
I've seen that one floating around too. Frighteners would be great as well. I like Frighteners.
Yeah, Frighteners is a very underrated movie from Peter Jackson. That movie is fucking beautiful.
It's a really good movie.
I would love to see that on Blu-ray. That would look really nice.
That was a surprisingly good movie.
God, I haven't seen that in a long time. That is a really good fucking movie.
I have it on DVD somewhere.
The director's cut is really fun.
I wonder if that's the one I have. I have no clue where it even is. I don't even know if it's my horror stuff.
Where the fuck is Chopping Room?
I can't even say that anymore because I know exactly where it is. I keep that at arm's length at all times.
When in doubt, keep Chopping Mall within arm's reach.
Yeah, I mean, I think my picks are fairly obvious for Blu-ray releases, especially from Scream Factory. I think are the right ones to do this. But A Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm a huge Nightmare fan, and we got this garbage.
Bare Bones. Yeah.
So the thing with those movies, like the thing with the Friday the 13th ones you brought up earlier, those movies are so mainstream and so like they're just studio fare that I don't think we're ever going to get a company like Arrow putting them out because.
Well, I'm talking Scream Factory because Scream Factory did this.
They did the Halloween movies, but the Halloween's not nearly as I feel like Halloween's not nearly as huge as Freddy and Jason.
Are you kidding me?
Close.
I think Halloween's bigger.
Well, Halloween's also Dimension, and Dimension's kind of like been bought and sold 50 times. But New Line and Paramount,
yeah,
they're juggernauts. But I think with stuff like Never Sleep Again and all that, I don't think that we'd ever get a better set of extras than what those documentaries are independently, which is kind of a bummer. But I mean, I don't see them doing anything more intensive than that.
Probably never. This is probably it for Friday the 13th, this garbage box set. I mean, it's not garbage. I just hate that it doesn't have a spine. The guy, Brian Fitzgerald from Fitz of Horror, did point me in the direction of somebody who custom makes them for like $30, but I couldn't do that. But I just don't like it. I don't like opening the steel and then there's this book. And then, I like the way they did the Halloween movies because they're all individually packaged with the poster art.
That's what I want separate cases for everything.
Yeah, and
I hate the Crystal Lake to Manhattan DVD set where there's 2 movies per disc.
That's how this is. The first 4 movies, I think, are single. Single.
Yeah, I think it's the first 3 or 4 singles.
Yeah,
and
so
then
part
they double
3,
them up.
part 4, and then it's so even in the book you can see it's 2 pages dedicated to part 4, and then you go to it's 4 and 6 or 5 and 6, and then I hate that.
That's dumb.
It is dumb. And I mean, Freddy vs. Jason and even the remake get their own disc, but those are newer. And I appreciate that they were able to do this, and then they put out the other where is it? The other set, which I have somewhere. This came out this year, and it's just the first 8 with the worst fucking art ever. That is stupid. I mean, look at that mask. That's a mixture of the Roy Burns mask and the chevrons are all fucking wrong. You're talking about this, Mike? You have this?
Yes, I have that.
Yeah.
I think my biggest wish list things, honestly, is kind of weird. One is the Night Flyer, the Steve movie, which is a fucking insanely underrated movie. That movie is goddamn amazing.
Absolutely impossible to find on DVD.
Yes, and I'm glad I have it. I got it for like $10 at Suncoast when I was in like middle school. Now I didn't even realize it was so fucking expensive now. But that movie is damn brilliant. And Children of the Corn 3 is a fucking fantastic.
Are you serious?
Dude, that movie, the effects from Screaming Mad George are so fucking good and so whacked out. That movie kicks so much ass. The second one's shit. The first one is cool until the very end, and that got an Arrow release. But the third one I fucking adore. It's so gory and weird.
I couldn't get into the third one. It was so... They go to it's Urban Harvest. They go to the city, and the little brother gets all jealous because the little brother's the big brother's making friends, and it just was boring. It felt flat to me. Maybe I should watch it. I like that. You know, the funny thing is the second one, The Last Sacrifice, I guess is what it's called.
Final Sacrifice.
Yeah, I went and saw that in the theaters. One of the first, other than Dream Warriors, one of the first horror films I got to see in the theater by myself. My mom let me go see it because I loved the original movie so much when I was a kid. So I got to go see that. I liked it, but again, seeing it as an adult, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to get like Arrow did the Scarlet Box.
Yeah, dude, the original three children.
Yeah, the first three.
I'd buy that.
Yeah, I think that would go over well, especially since Arrow did the first one, which is on my wish list of things to buy.
Yeah, I won't pay $25 for it.
No, if I see it cheaper, like 20 is my max for that.
I don't even know that I paid 20 for it. I came close, but I'm like, all the extras are on the fucking DVD.
This one? Oh, hold on. That's an insert.
And I love that cover, and the cover of the Arrow one sucks.
This is the one I got.
Oh, that's a bad one.
I put that on top of it. It's the
I have the Anchor Bay one like that. That's with the scythe, the sickle, or whatever you want to call it.
This has nothing on it. Theatrical trailer and a 16-page book.
Yeah, I have a special edition DVD that's got all the extras from Arrow. Arrow's only got a couple things more, which is kind of frustrating.
Yeah, what about another thing I was going to say is John Carpenter's Vampires. I'd like to see that.
I'd buy that. That was a fun movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. And I got, what was it called, Jared? Do you remember?
Jared is MIA at the moment.
Indicator. I got this. The Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
And it's okay. It was only $17, but it's a foreign one, but it also plays in America, so I got lucky on that. But yeah, there's nothing.
Pet Sematary needs a fucking Blu-ray release.
They've got one, but it's the same quality as The Fly.
That's what I figured. I mean, they have Dead or Unearthed and Untold. Again, you're not going to get better.
That's the one that I have.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, and I mean it's got a commentary, something called Stephen King territory and filming the horror, which I've never watched them, but I mean it does its job for just the movie. But at the same time, the thing is, Scream Factory has released a handful of Stephen King movies. Like Carrie, I know is on there. What else? I think Carrie.
Yeah, they should do Silver Bullet is another one I'd love to see.
Well, that's a good one. I'm glad you brought that up because I don't think that's even on Blu-ray anywhere, is it?
No, it's not. It's only on DVD.
Yeah,
that's a great fucking movie.
Scream Factory has almost all John Carpenter's library. Let's start digging into some of the Stephen King movies. I like Pet Sematary too.
Yeah, so do I. But what about iZombie, A Chronicle of Pain? Have you guys ever seen that?
No, is that from the show?
No. This is a
Lex Quinn.
Lex Quinn
wearing a new Cavity Colors shirt.
Yeah, it's a little big.
Look
how fucking cool it is.
You're not on the camera.
Look how fucking cool that is.
Oh wow, that is awesome.
What is that from? That's cool.
I gotta get
Cavity Colors.
Yeah, it's a Goosebumps inspired. Michael, stop it.
Michael.
But yeah, it says Cavity Colors in the Goosebumps font. So this isn't from anything. It's just a random.
That's pretty sweet, though.
No, that's really fucking cool.
Yeah, the color quality is very badass.
Oh yeah.
And they said that they're gonna do more like these because I don't think they could get the Goosebumps license. So this is their way of doing it, I guess.
What's the name of the? Is it a company? The Cavity what?
Cavity Colors.
They did my Society T-shirt
Cavity
and
Colors.
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. And they also did a shirt for The Void also.
Yeah.
Cavity Colors is an excellent company. You should check them out. They're like another Fright Rags.
They just did Creep. I don't know if you guys saw that movie or not.
Morgan raves about it.
Creep 2 is really good. The first one's kind of meh.
I like the first one.
By the way, our friend Keith Saunders' Monster Squad by Arrow. He would like to see that released.
Doesn't Monster Squad have a special edition?
Yeah, it does. I don't know how good it is.
MGM did it. Whatever it was released with.
What shelves did I use? These are Walmart specials, Keith. These shelves that I'm using, they're nothing special. They're like $15 at Walmart.
So they're doing. This is another one that they're doing. It's Halloween.
Ooh.
Now, how much are they going for?
They're the same as Fright Rags prices.
Like
15 to 20.
Now they're like 27.
27.
Holy fuck balls.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
Yeah, they look like they're good quality.
They're top quality shirts. I have cavity color stuff from like 5 years ago that still looks.
That Creep shirt makes me want to watch the movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. They're doing Creep 2 in November. Here's Pumpkinhead that they're gonna do in October.
Ooh.
I liked Mark Duplass in The League.
Hey, Jared, what was that company you bought the Art the Clown shirt from? Do you remember?
Atomic Cotton.
Yeah, oh, there's Rob Martinez just jumped on. Hey, Rob. We talked about you a little while ago.
The guys that did this shirt?
No, it wasn't not that one. It wasn't Atomic Cotton. It was another one. Remember, because they had they showed the blue light on, and it was a little girl.
Oh.
What's that one, Lex?
Evil Dead 2.
Ah, ooh.
Yeah, you would love Cavity Colors. They're a really good company.
I don't even go down that road right now. Not down that road.
Oh yeah, Terror Threads, because they did the Terrifier shirt.
Yeah, they're doing a shitload of Terrifier stuff.
Well, I absolutely need a Void t-shirt.
Yeah, Cavity Colors Void shirts are awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Here's I might as well just sit there.
Oh, Lex is taking over.
Yeah, this is a limited edition 24-hour one that they did, and I was lucky enough to get it. It's cotton candy Pennywise. Looks like the Thing, almost, with the monster thing coming out of it.
So they have I'm gonna type that into our little chat bar here. It's what is it called?
Cavity Colors.
Here's my other wish list stuff, right? So for a short time, Fangoria had a video label. You guys remember this?
Yes. Oh my god. iZombie.
iZombie is one of the most depressing movies you will ever see in your life. Flashers is so fucking cool, and it needs a Blu-ray release. I am obsessed with this movie.
Here's Jason Goes to Hell. And that was a buy or die shirt, though, so yeah, I don't think you'll be able to get this one.
Buy or die, I like that.
I do too. It's like one of those 24-hour ones, probably.
It's 72 hours.
I get a lot of stuff from T-Villain, and it's usually like a day or so.
I love T-Villain.
Yeah, me too.
They're also the cheapest out of all of them.
They're like $13. I just bought my daughter one from. It looked like it was from Hocus Pocus, and it had like a pumpkin with a cat popping out with a witch's hat on it.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought that for her, and then I bought one for Reynolds. It was that orange Halloween shirt with Michael Myers and the pumpkin.
Yeah. There's the Void.
The Void.
This is like one of their best designs.
Yeah, it's super nice.
My Christmas Evil t-shirt is Cavity Colors.
Yeah, and he got. I was lucky. The Christmas Evil shirt that he has was also buy or die, and they didn't tell us this until like a couple days, like a day or two later, and they're like, "Oh, if you're one of the lucky people that pre-ordered it, you get a signed print by the director. It's hanging up on his wall over there."
That's badass.
That's awesome. Wow, that's cool.
It was real cool. Don't take it off.
You can't take it off? Oh, I thought it was like hanging by a pin or something where you could take it off. Oh, okay.
But no, iZombie, you guys
he melded it to his wall.
You guys should track down a copy of iZombie if you can find it. It's a British movie. It's a very, very low budget, but it's about a guy who he's like doing some kind of research thing in the woods, and he comes across this wounded woman who she bites him, and he runs off, and he gets infected with basically like a zombie virus, but it's not like Romero zombie. He basically just gets really sick, and he starts craving flesh, so he has to start killing homeless people to feed. But it's basically like he runs away from his house and his wife, and he gets a one-bedroom apartment in like some shithole part of town, and it's basically just his day-to-day life being depressed and alienated from everybody. And when he eats flesh, he basically chloroforms like a homeless person and then just cuts little pieces of their chest off and just eats it like on a tarp. It's not like a gory movie. It's not like a horror movie. It's just a really, really, really fucking sad like character study. And at one point, he jerks off and his dick rips off, and it's so fucking hideous. But, dude, that movie is like dripping in existential despair. It's so fucking sad.
Well, I searched Amazon and it came up with a show and Mamma Mia, so I won't find it there.
That's a shame. I mean, Mamma Mia is a great movie.
iZombie is a show on CW, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very different than.
Way different.
But yeah, then there's a sequel called Dead Creatures. It's Andrew Parkinson is the one who directed I Zombie. It's from like late 90s. I want to say it looks like it's shot on not Super 8, but maybe some like cheap 16mm film, but it's really, really good. I would definitely recommend it. And Slashers is a fucking fantastic movie. It's a Canadian movie. Where it's like 7 contestants basically go into a labyrinth with like 3 serial killers, and if they can survive the show, then they make it like $1 million each, and there's no rules. And it's all told like in like 5 or 6 minute takes, like Rope, like the Hitchcock movie. So it looks like it's all shot in one take. It's very low budget and it's kind of cheesy, but it's fantastic. It was very much like a precursor to Battle Royale, but with like a chainsaw wielding maniac and like a priest, and it's really fucking badass.
Yeah, Rob Martinez said slashers. So
yeah, there's this hilarious Japanese song that goes with it, like slashers, dude. Oh, it's so good. It's making fun of like Japanese reality shows like Endurance and stuff, like all the crazy like things where they basically just torture people and see how long they last, and they make money off of it. It's basically a riff on that, but it's really, really fucking great. That same director did a movie called End of the Line about like a cult stalking people through the subway when everyone thinks it's going to be the apocalypse. It's a really, really fucking good movie. Maurice Devereaux, I think is his name. So definitely check that out.
You can find them. They sound like there might be tougher ones to find.
Yeah, well, they're under the Fangoria label, so you can at least search Fangoria slashers, and I'm sure it'll come up.
That was like mid 2000s stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah.
I found a copy on eBay of iZombie for $9.84.
Oh, that's cheap as shit, man.
I'll have to search them out. Mike, you should type them into, what is it? You got iZombie?
Yep.
Slasher
here, let me do it.
I'm typing him into the chat here.
The seller's from Aurora, Illinois.
What was the other one after Slasher?
It's on YouTube.
Yes.
Oh, you're doing it.
Oh.
Wait, you guys are still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Oh, sorry, I did not.
No, you're okay. It's fine.
That you guys are really done by now.
No, we should be, but we got into an in-depth conversation about.
We got on a roll.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed all this. The folks that are watching right now, like this was.
Well, you know what's funny is we've had some of the most viewers we've ever had on here rather than the Facebook. So that must say something about the YouTube. We have 6 viewers right now.
I love that movie so much.
Lex, are you gonna write the review for Resident Evil 2 for us or what?
The remake?
Yeah, when it comes out.
Sure, I can do that.
We're gonna need a review on it.
Sure, I can do that. And I love Resident Evil 2. I mean, he could do it too. He loves Resident Evil 2.
It could be a collaborative effort.
Or Brian, Mike, and I can all write it because we all love Resident Evil.
There you go. Could be like a
I'm sure Brian will try to call dibs, but I want a different perspective.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He's definitely biased towards stuff. So
I guess let's just wrap this up since it's past 11 something for Mike.
Excuse me.
We're having fun and Jared's burping up a storm.
Sorry, I swallow a lot of air.
I've gotten out back. So, any final words before we wrap it up?
I think that the takeaway from this episode is that Arrow, Scream Factory, and Vestron are all companies that are worth supporting. And as much as I like to nitpick them, they've saved so many movies that I love. And I very much appreciate the fact that we're able to get collector's editions at all. But I think that we all need to get down on our knees and pray for the soul of Anchor Bay, who was the one that started it all. Rescued so many movies.
Did you see that Arrow's doing Waterworld?
Yes.
Yeah.
But Anchor Bay they kicked it all off, and I will never stop being in their debt for saving and introducing me to so many movies, because that was the first label I ever specifically bought movies just because they had put them out.
Ow!
Me too.
Fuck.
What are you doing?
What was that?
Fucking slimy was on my leg.
I'm behind you, so
Michael.
What are you?
Okay, it's moving.
What?
I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was on my leg.
I don't know how Mike could have done that. He was behind you.
Where is it?
Now we got to stay alive to see what this is.
No.
I don't know
Well,
what the fuck it is.
Well, while they're figuring it out, Blue Underground is also another DVD label that needs.
How did you get a slug
I
on
don't
your
know.
leg?
I got a slug on my leg.
Lex
A
Quinn-
slug?
I got a fucking baby slug in my fucking room. It got on her leg somehow.
Are you sure you didn't bring it in from outside?
Go get
No,
some
that's-
salt.
This is a horror syndicate exclusive.
Yeah, go get some salt. Salt that baby up.
Kill
Let it
it.
go inside out.
Alt. I just don't
here.
want.
Then you take care of it.
Yeah, so yeah, Blue Underground.
Shine the light.
With Blue Underground, we got a lot of good Fulci movies and some Argento. I think The Prowler came out on Blu-ray through Blue Underground also. So
There's
Blue,
a lot of good releases
Blue
on
Underground
Blue
is, I think,
Underground.
really underappreciated. Their DVD quality alone, just the DVD quality is fantastic because I have the DVD for Inferno and not the Blu-ray, and it looks and sounds really great. So does my Suspiria actually. The Synapse Suspiria looks really good and sounds great, but the DVD would have been enough, you know. So that's why I haven't bought Inferno on Blu-ray yet. But yeah, you could bring up a good point.
Anchor-based stuff still holds up. Their quality is fucking great, and they had
Some of it does, some of it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's some 4.3 stuff still, full screen shit. Because that was so early, and they were doing collector's edition VHS tapes.
Well, my Evil Dead, and it's fine with me actually. I prefer it this way. It looks like shit from Anchor Bay, but I actually like it because it kind of adds to the feeling of the atmosphere of the movie.
Is that the Book of the Dead edition?
No, I got it's just the regular. It's one of the 5,000 they put out. It's this one.
Oh yeah, that's the crap version.
Yeah, but it's got the book inside.
You put out like 75 other editions of it. So.
I know. But this one, the thing I like that it's the crap edition because it adds, like I said, to the like watching Evil Dead on Blu-ray, even though it's not really well done. Which I wouldn't mind Scream Factory taking Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2.
Well, yeah. So why is there not well, Evil Dead 2 has a Blu-ray release.
Well, so does Evil Dead.
But Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead, I want like a full-on collector's edition, like Anchor Bay, and it's an Anchor Bay Blu-ray, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, these are the two Blu-ray I have for Evil Dead.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2 is a great package. That's the first Blu-ray I ever bought. I didn't even have a Blu-ray player yet.
Yeah, there's a lot on here, but this is the Evil Dead. I mean, it's new audio commentary with Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, and some other guy, the producer Robert Tappert.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, this is one of the best Scream Factory editions out, Mike. Right?
Army of Darkness. I mean, we were talking. I think that I convinced you to buy that.
Yeah,
right?
I bought this because of what you said.
That was like that. Then The Thing are the two best Blu-rays I've ever seen. Like, just fucking outside of, like the Alien box set is fucking incredible.
The Alien? You mean the
quadrilogy?
The quadrilogy, the big Bach one. Yeah.
This?
Yeah, well, that's the same. It's the same as the DVD was called the Quadrilogy, but the Blu-ray set is that. Yeah, that's got like 35 hours of extras.
Yeah, it's a nice looking set. I like the cover art too. It's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
the package is really cool in that. I got it at Walmart for like $17.
Scream Factory has got to get their hands on these two to complement this one.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. Rob Martinez just ordered his 10th copy of Evil Dead, 4K version. Hey, Rob.
You only have 10 copies? Poser. You're still missing 15 of them.
I want you to send us a picture of all of your copies of Evil Dead. Can you do that for me, Rob? Seriously, I want to see. All I got is this, and I'm sure you got Book of the Dead. This is all I've got anymore.
I've got like 2 different VHSs of it. And then I've got the Book of the Dead, and I had another DVD of it, but I got rid of it when I got the Book of the Dead.
Yeah, I got rid of my VHSs. My VHSs were even better for Evil Dead. That's probably the prime way to watch Evil Dead is on VHS.
So I actually have the Evil Dead on UCD.
Evil Deads.
So some movies, you know, we were talking about the VHS thing. Some movies are better on video.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's another one.
That Blu-ray is amazing. That looks gorgeous.
I'm not trying to take away from the Blu-ray, but there's something about the low quality that adds to that movie along with Evil Dead.
Well, I think the Blu-ray of it, they transfer its it's not super cleaned up. It's just very sharp, but it still has the same documentary feel to it. I think the Blu-ray is phenomenal. And also, fucking FYE exclusive. They've got a tin box or a steel book of that. That's so fucking cool looking, but I already have the damn Blu-ray of it. And I'm like, I'm not rebuying it, but it looks so good.
Which movie?
What's that?
What movie are you talking about?
Texas Chainsaw, the original.
Okay, yeah.
There's a steel book of it that's got such great artwork on the front.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I've got a problem. And Keith, I was reading something Keith said about my alien box. That's fine, Keith. And it doesn't matter because my alien collection is retarded. Sorry, ridiculous. I shouldn't say retarded because I've got all those also. But like, yeah, Mike, I have no problem buying extra Texas Chainsaw Massacres. Let's go through the. I've got this one.
Let's go through the list.
Yep, I have that one. You're the one that's got the meat.
Yep. Okay. I've got this one, which came out after.
I have that one too.
Yep. Okay. You might have more than I do. I have this one.
No, I have that one signed by Marilyn Burns.
Ooh.
Oh.
I still have my original receipt, which you can't read anymore in there. My wife bought the first edition she saw on Blu-ray for me.
I got that one. So I got that at Walmart for $5.
Yeah, that's how she got it. And then she's like, "Oh, I did something really cool. I got you this." I'm like, "Awesome!" And then a couple weeks later, I saw this and had to get that.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna get the 40th edition, but the stuff that's on it is just redundant.
It is.
But so like the reason I got the other one for $5 was because they put it out for Halloween, but they put the wrong. It was supposed to be the DVD for $5. So they had the whole setup, and I went up and I'm like, "Yeah, I want this." And he rung it up. It was like $22, and I'm like, "It's $5." He's like, "Yeah, on Blu-ray, my ass." He actually said that. I pointed. He looked at it. He goes, "Son of a bitch!" And he took them all, and he had to sell it to me for $5.
They did the same thing at our Walmart because Elizabeth showed me.
Yeah, because they probably got the same shit sent. They got the
shit. That's
they fucked up big time. And I was gonna try to buy all of them and resell them, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to be a dick.
No. I do like this set though. If you haven't seen it,
this is the one signed by Marilyn Burns. And then I have Gunnar Hansen's autograph on Hellblock 13 and my VHS of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Because I didn't realize he wasn't Leatherface in the second one when I was a kid. I didn't know that they had different actors playing. So I had him sign it anyway.
Yeah, at least he signed it. I mean,
so Rob Martinez says the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Blu-ray is incredible. The grain is kept in and looks fantastic.
Grain is kept in, but there's still something charming about watching the really, really low quality VHS, especially if you got a tube TV, which I do not have in my house anymore, unfortunately. Well, it's a tube TV, but it's flat. That's in my son's room.
I have two tube TVs that I can play like Nintendo and Sega on.
I also
I want to interrupt for a second while we're talking to Rob Martinez because I want to know if he has got Evil Dead on UMB.
Oh.
UMB.
Just for fun, I also have Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
I have that one. The new edition signed by Tom Savini.
And I've got the Blu-ray of it.
Yeah, Carolyn Monroe signed that, and then I have the Blu-ray.
Yeah. I have a problem. So if I see
not Carolyn Monroe, what am I talking about?
If I see Carolyn Williams, if I see a copy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 or 2 I don't have, I usually buy it because I don't know why. They're not even my favorite horror movies, but I love them so much.
I love them.
I love
They're doing the Next Generation from Scream Factory.
Yeah, I'll be getting that, even though let's just go through it. I got these two.
Yep, so do I.
Yeah, this one's great because it's got.
Yeah, I always confused me. There's just two covers, and there's nothing written on the back. I never understood. I love the lipstick cover, though.
There's the backs of them.
Yeah, the lipstick cover is fucking great with the chainsaw. That's an awesome poster. That movie's batshit crazy. I'm really curious to see the extras on that, but I don't want to pay a lot of money for it. It's not very good.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm gonna get it eventually.
And part 3 that came out on Blu-ray, there's no new extras on it. It's all the DVD extras. I'm not buying it. Like I would. I'd love to have the better picture.
I did. I fell for it. It's exactly the same thing, basically. Rob Martinez says the TMC, the Texas Chainsaw Blu-ray is incredible. Okay, we read that. He sounded. My dad has the blood red Evil Dead 2 laser disc that he won't sell to me for anything.
Huh.
Well, I respect that, man. So,
Do any of you guys have any horror movies on UMD?
No, I never. That was for the PSP, right?
Yeah, I've got The Evil Dead and Dawn of the Dead.
ooh,
Dawn of the Dead is another one I want from Scream Factory or Arrow. Like the Anchor Bay Ultimate Edition is amazing, but I want a Blu-ray of it that has all that stuff on it.
yeah, I got that. $7.88 at Walmart.
Well, what is on that? Is there anything more?
No, well, you got the audio commentary with George, Tom Savini, and Chris. Fast Film Facts. The Dead.
I think it's all the same stuff that was on the DVD release.
It is on the DVD, so it's nothing new.
It's not the same as a 4-disc, though, right? All that shit's not on it.
No, not even close.
Okay, yeah. See, I want a full on. Although
well, yeah,
I don't know what
that too.
possibly do for Dawn of the Dead. I mean, there's so much stuff out there.
There was an Italian 4K version of Dawn of the Dead sold that has the Blu-ray, but I'm sure Rob Martinez has that.
Nicholas Winding Refn released it.
I have Dawn of the Dead. Check this out. It's one of the prizes of my collection.
This is our longest show ever.
You have the Blu-ray, but I have the Italian edition on DVD.
Ooh.
I bought this from you can see it's got the Euros price on it. I bought this from Argento's store, Profundo Rosso. Luigi Cozzi, who directed Contamination, rung me up for this.
Yeah, Contamination.
How much did you pay for it?
10 euros, which was probably like $20 some. Contamination signed by Luigi Cozzi.
No shit.
You may have that, but I have
motherfucker.
I have this one.
Yeah, my buddy Matt was in that movie.
Really?
Yeah, he's a zombie. He's also in Land of the Dead as well.
Was he one of the ones?
Pretty sure Arrow released Alien Contamination too.
Yes, they did. It's great. I have it. The Blu-ray of it. Yeah, my buddy Matt Blasi, he's the dad of the kid from White Doomsday. He was in the Romero movies. He's friends with Ken Gray and all that stuff.
The dad of the kid for the real dad of the kid.
Real dad.
Real dad. Yeah,
not Damien.
I was gonna say because that Damien.
Star of Fat Zombies sucked. That's why we cast him in that. But yeah, Reeves' middle name is Romero.
That's pretty. I gotta put these things away.
Fast Zombies Suck was badass, by the way.
It was one of those things.
I liked it, dude.
All right. Well, Rob has not answered. He said, no, Jared, I do not. I ended up getting rid of a lot of my double dips. I wish I had. You know what? I wish I would have kept all my VHS tapes because I had the original box art Nightmare on Elm Street tapes, and I had this really cool Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Actually, I ended up getting on DVD. Have you guys? I am a big fan, I guess, of the Texas Chainsaw. You ever seen that?
No. Oh, the Family Portrait. I used to have it on video.
Yeah, see, I had the video, and then I ended up finding it on DVD, so it was okay. But
I never seen that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I wish I still had on my.
It's on the Blu-ray and the DVDs now, as an extra.
Yeah, but anyway, I guess we could wrap this up so I can go watch.
We should wrap it up. We said that 40 minutes ago. We should.
On the Darkness. Yeah, but we were having fun, man. It's not like when we have a guest on. We can just play and have fun, you know. And
I watched that the other day.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was okay if you like necrophilia.
Well, I mean, have you seen Anthropophagus or Prophagus yet?
Anthropophagus. That movie's not very good. The end is cool, but the rest.
I loved it. I loved the whole thing.
It's got moments.
There's a scene where they're on this lift thing that's taking them across, like on lines or whatever, and there's this group of friends and one of the actresses, Tissa Farrow, who's in Zombie. Yeah, she's in there as some photographer or something like that, and they invite her along with her. And this is guy holding a can of Coke and smoking a cigarette. I was like, oh yeah, like that. I was like, yes. I don't know why, but I love that guy throughout the whole thing because he's got this batshit crazy girlfriend who's jealous, and she does tarot cards, and then she gets all jealous about it, and he ends up getting stabbed in the back by a blind girl. It's a great movie, and the scene in the crypt. Whenever the pregnant girl, I said it in the beginning when I started watching the movie with my brother-in-law. I was like, if the fucking guy does not eat, like pull something out of her fucking vagina and eat it, this movie's a waste for me. And by God, it happened. So I was very pleased by that and grossed out at the same time.
Joe D'Amato.
The thing that bothered me about the movie is the very end of it is given away by the case.
Yeah, but that's the part that I like is him auto cannibalism.
It's cool. It's like when they cut him open, he starts eating his own intestines or whatever. It's like it's his last fuck you. It's like fuck you, I'll eat myself. That's how I took it anyway. I loved it. I thought it was great. I plan on getting that on Blu-ray because the DVD is impossible to get. And Absurd they just released as well, so I'll probably get those two. And that's that kind of between the guy saying there's an acid bath in this. And it's D'Amato. That's like I gotta see it.
I gotta get that. I never saw that movie. I always heard about it.
Yeah, so I got that and the Eaten Alive I need to watch still and maybe do a review on. Jared, you want to do a review on Beyond the Darkness?
I was thinking about it, but it's hard to put words together for that film.
It was hard to put words together for Volumes of Blood, but I did it. That movie's not that good. Sorry. Anyway.
So on that
note, the thing that holds that movie together is Encyclopedia Satanica. So
yeah, it is what it is. It's not great, but it's watchable.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a fun show tonight. I was really looking forward to tonight. I'm glad we had fun. Miss Brian, when he comes back, we'll have some more guests because Brian really likes to have guests on. I talked to Jen Nagel. She plays Mavolia, I think that's how you say it, in 1031, and she's got a whole Facebook page. I spoke to her today, and she wants to come on and promote her. She's got like a little web series that she does on YouTube and on. I think her name is the Queen of Screams, Mavolia, the Queen of Screams, but she's going to come on sometime in October. We plan to have Justin Seaman on to promote a new project he's working on. Is it The Barn too? I don't know.
When is he coming on?
Sometime in the next 2 weeks. He's at Monster Mania or something, some con this week, and then it may be the middle of the month.
Monster Mania is right by me.
Yeah, go see him. Go give him a big hug and a kiss and a pat on the butt. And then we're gonna have Renee Rivas on after Halloween comes out. His movie, The Spirit of Haddonfield, will be released on October 1st on YouTube for free.
Yep.
So I've seen it. I enjoyed it. It's 20 minutes that goes by way too fast because you're left kind of wanting more. That's the easiest way I can review it. But those are some of the things we got going on. If Brian can come back from his dreadful job, we'll do more guests and do something with Brian. I do want to give a shout out to Brian and Jenny for holding it down at New Jersey HorrorCon last weekend. Which is why Brian's not here today, actually. They did some live streaming, and they interviewed some people from the area, and Lauren Lepre was there with his movie, The Dark Military. So, yep, good stuff.
Yeah.
I think you expected me to say something else, Jared. That's a fine movie. I don't know, Rob. That's a good question. The Spirit of Haddonfield comes out on YouTube, but since it's a fan film, they can't raise money. I think they have to give the money to charity. Is Vincent DeSanti from Never Hike Alone explained it to us, but I can't remember because Never Hike Alone is coming to Blu-ray soon. I'll talk to Renee.
Since it's not for profit, they have to. They can't take any of the money for profit.
Yeah, and so it's got to all go towards production. And Renee is an interesting guy because like he doesn't like chatting on Messenger. It's like we start chatting, he's like, "Hey, can I call you?" So
I do the same thing. I have asked that to Justin a couple times, and I think he's just like, okay," because I hate talking through Messenger. So
I do too, actually. I'd rather do a phone call any day of the week.
Yeah, it's much nicer for me because I talk.
Yeah.
Is that our generation? We're just like the last of the last that actually use the phone.
Possibly.
That's the when messages coming in like quickly, I just tune out because I can't keep up with this. I'd rather just talk on the phone.
Yeah. That's probably why you don't get back to us for a few days on Messenger.
I can't usually when you guys are talking about work.
Yeah.
I can't be on long, and then I go and I have like 1,000 things to answer, and I'm like from all other people, and I'm like, so I let stuff sit for a week, and then I spend an entire day just going back through everything. It's a bad habit.
If it's a group chat, I usually don't read. I don't read everything. I just let it go. Like, how's everybody's day? Never Hike Alone is yeah, Never Hike Alone. I think it's being printed now, so it should be here. But they did an Indiegogo for a Never Hike Alone, and they didn't I think they could only raise a certain amount of money, and it had to go into production. It couldn't go into Vince's pocket. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna close up shop for the night. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I think we did. We had more viewers than we ever have on the Facebook Live on here. So we need to get our subscriber count up so we can give ourselves the .com, the youtube.com/the Horror Syndicate. So subscribe if you don't already.
Yes, please subscribe.
So Jared, let's finish this up. Where can we find you?
You guys can find me on the face space at Jared Laterno, or if you guys are educated and do the Twitter, you guys can follow me at zombie_survivor. If not, that's okay too. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, and Mike, before you tell us where they can find you, why don't you tell us one last time about the Doomsday pre-order?
So if you are in the Lancaster, Pennsylvania area and are interested in purchasing I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday on Blu-ray DVD combo, which you probably should do.
Yep.
To FYE at the Park City Mall and tell them you want to reserve a copy because they're taking reservations only at that FYE. So do not go other FYEs and ask. They're not going to have it for now. Now, if you pre-order from FYE locally and go to pick up your movie on the day that it is able to be picked up, you may be able to say hello to me. And I'm not going to say anything more than that, but you guys should
probably have a Sharpie.
You should probably pre-order that movie there. And it will still be available to order at screamteamreleasing.com and stuff. A lot of people have been asking me that. Like, this is just for local people at the FYE thing, but everyone else can buy it on the internet just fine. But you can find me at realsplatter.com. That's 2 E's. And facebook.com/realsplatter. And October 13th, you can find me if you're local in Harrisburg at the Vidjam of Horror Film Festival, where we'll be playing White Doomsday. And there's also, if you're in Liverpool, you can watch Doomsday there sometime in like a month or two. But I will sadly not be there. The Dead of Night Film Festival.
Is that Liverpool in UK?
England. Yes.
Yeah, you know what's funny is we actually have a following in the UK on our Facebook page.
Oh, cool. So maybe they'll go see the movie. Yeah, I would love to go. I just can't afford the plane ticket. It's way too expensive.
It's good that you say that because I was doing a live stream the other night and somebody said I was talking about movies and I wanted to come out here and they were like, oh, we've had that for years. Just go to arrow.com. I'm like, yeah, that's the UK version. I can't. It's different for me. But anyway, yeah. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Jared. You know, we had a lot of fun tonight, I think. Yeah. I want to just thank everyone for coming out and hanging out with us. It was a good time. I think I did a better job hosting this time than last time.
Much better.
Yeah. And Jared's internet held out very well tonight.
It did. I'm excited.
So,
net neutrality is dead in my area.
So follow us, Instagram, The Horror Syndicate, Twitter, The Horror Syndicate, Facebook, The Horror Syndicate, the Horror Syndicate everywhere, thehorrorsyndicate.com. You can follow me at Razor_33 if you want, but I wouldn't because all I do is bitch about the St. Louis Cardinals. So have a good evening, and thanks again. And don't forget to enter in our contest for The Barn, 4 free copies from Scream Team Releasing. It's the pinned video at the top of our Facebook page. So go check that out. And you know what? Go watch some horror movies. It's Friday night.